Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! It's the 6 o'clock and check-in. Come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello. It's the Cool Band Red Hot Nielsen Show. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Feliz Navidad lights. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromala intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in. He's your dealer for life. Let's crack a 6 o'clock and lager with some sirloin bites. Feliz Navidad lights. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Happy holidays.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Red Hot Nielsen Show.
Let's go.
As John T would say. That's good. He nailed it. Well done again.
Let's go!
Let's go.
Hey, now.
Let's go!
Oh, no.
Got them all.
Now we're
everybody.
back.
We're back
The
cooking.
Let's Goes.
We're back cooking. You love the Let's Goes.
That's a Friday feel right there.
God, doesn't it? And today's only Thursday.
It's a Thursday.
Tomorrow will be Friday. We got a great Thursday for you. The Oilers on a heater, an all-time heater. Trying to make it 9 in a row tonight. Got some NBA stuff I want to discuss. Indefinite suspension for Draymond.
Yeah.
Giannis dropped 64, and there's a fight for the ball after
Give me the
game.
ball. Yeah. It's
Amazing.
my ball.
We'll get to that as we work our way through the 6 o'clock hour. If you need a conch this morning, hit us up in the Paris Jewelers inbox. 780-218-9999. And you could end up winning text of the day. Me and Luch enjoying the Christmas gold Jonty has given us. That's great. Happy game day, he says. Watching on his TV. Looks like laying in bed with his dog. Or no, it's from Jocelyn. From Jocelyn. Hey, Jocelyn, what's up? Good morning. Have a nice little cuddle with that puppy.
Yeah, the pictures on text really have changed the game. Not so,
Yeah,
Nasty
it
Chat
has,
on
yeah.
YouTube's one thing, but getting those text pictures every once in a while, nice surprise.
Rip City Step, 5:34 this morning, sends in the image that says, the NBA has gone 0 days since being unnecessarily dramatic, which is true. And that's what I said. We'll get to some of the drama in the association yesterday as well. Sailor in the Nasty Chat today. Good morning, all you data munchers. That's great. Everybody's data muncher now. We're all data munchers. One of you will end up winning text of the day today. Have some fun with it. Get creative. Make us laugh a little bit in the inbox, and you'll win the gift certificate to A&W for text of the day. Mama Burgers. How about this? 2 of them on. Delicious. $9.99. I like that deal. I like that deal for Mama Burgers.
Yeah, maybe some Chargers Raiders texts if you're looking for the hilarity. Maybe that's
Yeah,
a route
let's
to
do
go
this
here
again.
tonight.
I'd rather watch blank than the Raiders and Chargers tonight, especially with no Herbert, no Keenan Allen.
Hey, maybe we get another Tommy DeVito story, hey?
There can only be one. There can only be one. Tommy DeVito. A kid from Jersey making it big with the Giants.
Cutlets. Tommy Cutlets.
Tommy Cutlets. 780-218-9999. Oilers looking to make it 9 in a row. We'll lay that bad boy out for you as well. Box Pounder's in. It says, my nasty card is the centerpiece of my EST shrine. I do like how Maddie's hard lamination work is really paying off for a lot of these Nasty Club members because they got that nasty card.
Speaking of which, Trevor Savage, your mislaminated card will be delivered tonight to the Century Casino Sports
Maddie
Bar
is
Lounge.
relaminated?
Oh, he's done it again. Yeah,
Man, this guy just always gets it done, doesn't he?
You have a request, you need something done, he'll get on it. He's like a dog on a bone, but
do you notice my hat today?
it's curved a bit.
Yeah, this is
And
what
it's a
this
little
is one.
smaller.
This is
it
one
really
of our
fits
curved
your
ones.
head.
It
Yeah,
does.
yeah. I'm
This
glad
is-
you got that haircut.
This is really. I got the haircut. It's high and tight,
Yeah.
right? Like Trev notices haircuts really well, as he mentioned, which is just a great talent to have. I appreciate that. But yeah, this hat fits. It fits tighter. It's got the pre-curve in it. We got a bunch of our new swag in yesterday. We had to place an order, like many of you, and it arrived. Maddie held on to it for like 3 days. I was like, I'll sort through it at a time, and then you can have it. I was just like,
It's that control.
All right, but
It's all about
yeah,
control.
exactly. It all comes from Hive Product Marketing. If you're looking to, it doesn't matter the order. I mean, you get a few things. You want to get some stuff for your team. You want to get some stuff for your workplace. I know Mr. Mike's has reached out there about getting some stuff done with them. Visit them, thehiveproductmarketing.com. It's where we got all of our swag done. Got the mugs yesterday, and I got a black hoodie, I got a navy blue hoodie, I got a couple of T-shirts, a yellow toque to go along with the dark toque that I got.
You can dress for mood now.
It's looking, yeah, pretty much, exactly. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehiveproductmarketing.com. Hey, should I start with my story?
Yes,
I
because
tell
I've
this
been waiting
guy's
for
story
it.
coming in.
You teased us.
So we Oil said Dynasty. This is a good text. Nice to hear you guys have adult hats, right? Because it's the brim's curved like an adult would. So I don't have to sit here all show being like, It's a nicely pre-curved hat from the Hive.
Atif has texted in a game day poem as well.
Oh my
with
God.
the Christmas flair. So but get to your story.
Really?
We can't forget about it.
Okay, well, here we go. I mean, it's
Yeah.
something always pops up that's great, and we got a poem from a chief, so we'll get into that as we work our way through the show. Anyway, Marshall had hockey practice last night, and Tammy had some Christmas shopping to do, so I had the Muzz with me, so I couldn't be on the ice coach, and we got 6 coaches. So I just told the boys, I'm going to have to look after Elizabeth. I'll just watch practice.
So you're upstairs.
So,
you're in the
so
booth.
usually I'm on the ice. This time I'm taking notes on the bench.
the wire.
Looks like you guys went on this drill for 2 extra minutes. Interesting. Let's discuss. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, and we've been on the team for 2 months now, and it's tough because I don't get to sit around during practice and talk to other parents and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I'm standing there, and this guy goes, hey, so what are your hours at the office there? Like, man, I think I had an email saying 9 text saying 9 to 2ish, 9 to 1:30ish. I said, yeah, man, probably 9 to 2. And then I'm like, did you win? Did you I didn't know this guy had listened to the show. So I was like, oh, did you win something?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, I won text of the day. I was like, wait a second. One of the parents on our team, won text of the day. We've been on the same team. Our kids have been on the same team together for 2 months. And I'm usually busy coaching stuff, so I hadn't really had a chance to chat with him. And I said, wait, which day did you win text of the day? And this bugger, he goes, Monday. And I was like, you're Garth Vader? And he goes, I'm Garth Vader. I said, I've been saying on the show for 10 years, every time we read your text handle, that Garth Vader is my favorite text handle. He's been his kids on the same team as my kid for the last 2 months, and he just reveals to me yesterday that he is indeed Garth Vader. Can you believe this?
Yeah. I am Dusty. I am your father.
Yeah. I just like
I am your texter.
When he said it, I was like, no, from Mark Hamill there. It was. How does Garth Vader keep it in when we're on the same team for 2 months and he doesn't tell me he's the Garth Vader?
I know they say never meet your heroes, but was it everything you?
It was
hoped
awesome.
and
He's
dreamed?
a great dude. I love the fact that he wins text of the day, and I was just like, damn it, man! Garth Vader's been flying under the radar for 2 months at hockey. I don't know how he didn't. If that was me, the very first time we get to practice, he comes up and he goes, "Hello, I'm Garth Vader from the show." You know, like I think I was more starstruck than he was. It's just like I was just like, man, Garth Vader. I go home and told Tam, I was like, you'll never believe it. I bumped into Garth Vader tonight.
Did he know the game he was playing with you, or it just conventionally he never got a chance to? Because you said you're coaching. You're behind the bench. You're a hard guy to get to. Yeah,
I'm like I'm like, oh, your parents. Doesn't matter to
Yeah,
me.
no,
I'm a coach.
you don't take
like I'm one of
questions
those
from them,
guys
yeah.
for sure, obviously. But
so maybe the availability, and he finally found his time. But that's
so anyway, Garth Vader's kid plays on Marshall's hockey team, which is just, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing that happened.
now that you know, and you're behind the bench. I mean, elevated ice time for one junior Garth Vader, I would assume, right? Like now you've identified who the kid is. You can kind of
Now I got little GV.
right to top.
Yeah,
line.
right to the top. Anyway, Garth Vader's kid's playing 60 minutes on Sunday. I thought that was such a weird thing. I've known the guy for 2 months. He had this secret identity, which is just amazing. It's the best. Anyway, he won text of the day on Monday, and that was great. This text is in from Big Maple today. Walked into the Sobeys liquor store by my place in Leduc last night. Walked through the entire beer fridge searching for my first taste of the 6 o'clocker lager. And when I had finally given up and was exiting the fridge, I saw what seemed like a shining light from above and found the last 4-pack sitting on the top shelf of an end cap. My goodness, Big Maple. A lucky duck.
Oh, you didn't know?
Wrong clip.
Why not?
I thought I was
It was
hitting
an
the
underdog
conch.
story, though.
There we go. Congratulations, Big Maple.
A Christmas miracle.
Enjoy the beer.
I went looking for some myself yesterday at the Weber Greens, and guess what I found?
looking for more. We just got a flat on Saturday.
But guess who I found? One Scott Laurie in there with
He
the.
was there. What was he doing?
Tried to get the staff to ID me of all things.
Yeah.
No, he was working. Doing his job. Garrett was there as well. Garrett Gallipo, saw him.
Garrett and Scott were both there.
And I saw the other Scott, the Aussie Scott that works with him, Mike, I do believe his name is, and he's not allowed on the show because of his voice. That's what Scott says.
The last thing you want is an Australian on the show.
No, we had a good time. I talked to him all, and he might have a few surprises for us tomorrow.
What?
Let's say that.
God, it's always nice when you get extra surprises from Beer of the Week. My goodness. When Garth Vader revealed his identity to Dusty.
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
I should have dropped that on him, to be honest with you.
Can you take your mask off?
Fat Guy Tiny Car says, is Garth Vader's kid named Luke or Leia? No, it's not, but that would have been funny.
Spoiler alert.
That would have been pretty funny if it was. Jonathan, I don't even know if this works, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to think if this actually would tie into the text. You are Garth Vader?
Look at this, look at that.
that doesn't necessarily work. Did you guys see extended call on that? Have you seen the story about this guy?
I've been doing a little bit of research on the side.
Doug Roach?
Roach?
Is his
Yeah,
name
yeah,
Doug
yeah,
Roach?
yeah.
So his name's Doug Roach, the guy who gave us this legendary call here.
Joey Bielakazid, he turns back. Looks like they're doing a little reverse that you might see in football. And here comes Bazin. He's got some speed. Split the D. Oh, what's he going to do? He's shooting the roof, Daddy. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Look at that.
Anyway, like I thought when I heard that, it was like 22-year-old kid, like Manitoba's YouTube Trev. Like straight out of college, getting an opportunity. That's what I thought it was. Turns out this guy has 2 kids. And I saw a picture of him. He looks like he's in his late 30s, early 40s, and is just like a dad. Like, that changes my entire view of this thing.
It's like a regular Garth Vader.
This guy is a father, likely in his early 40s or late 30s. It makes it even better if you listen to it. Like, this guy must be a hoot at home. You know what I mean?
Joey
Like,
Bielakazid, he turns back. Looks like they're doing a little reverse that you might see in football. And here comes Bazin. He's got some speed. Split the D. Oh, what's he going to do? He's shooting the roof, Daddy. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Look at that.
It could be another day where you win a text of the day with "Look at this, look at that." Like
We gave it a day off yesterday.
yeah. Yesterday was
yeah.
busy. Obviously, breaking down another Oilers win. Yada yada yada. But so somebody sent an even extended version of the call. I think I liked it last night. Let me just see if I can find it. They where is it here?
Well, Wyatt Ziegler, Wyatt,
Yeah,
voice of the White Cord Wolverine. He's been on this guy for years. Apparently, he's been trying to get his.
seriously? Okay, let's see here. Let's take a listen. Is this the extended version of the call somehow gets better? This was tweeted out yesterday. I let's just take a listen. I'm just playing it off of Twitter here.
Peace, Chris, with the D. Oh, what's he gonna do? He's shooting the roof, Daddy! Oh, look at that! Look at this, look at that! And there's the speed, the old banana splitty Rudy, and Vernon is rejoice as their nemesis, Steinbach. They get him in overtime, Roof Daddy. As Bazin kept chugging as his speed helped split the D. And there's no slipping on a banana peel there as he went. Slipper on upstairs there. A goal as Verdon is happy.
Like, this has to be a plant, man. It has to be a plant. That cannot get even better. My God.
He's quoted.
How,
As he likes to throw in some spice on the calls.
oh, yeah. Is that,
I don't know about spice. Like,
wasn't
I
he
don't know
on with
spice.
Jamie Nye? CJME?
Yeah. I don't know if spice would be the word there, but it's something.
He throws something on the call. Oh, banana splitty. Their nemesis.
Just saying whatever comes to mind.
I
need to get groceries.
Listen to this again, man. This dude, this is amazing. Like,
Peace, Chris, with the D. Oh, what's he gonna do? He's shooting the roof, Daddy! Oh, look at that! Look at this, look at that! And there's the speed, the old banana splitty Rudy, and Vernon is rejoice as their nemesis, Steinbach. They get him.
they get
in
him.
overtime, Roof Daddy. As Bazin kept chugging as his speed helped split the D. And there's no slipping on a banana peel there as he went. Slipper on upstairs there. A goal as Verdon is happy.
oh my God.
Peace, Rich.
You guys, like,
slipping on the.
this is insane. We got to grab.
Steinbach.
I got to grab it so I can properly clip it, but I think we could take a full run of happy. Right? Like,
There's a lot.
that is 100% clippable, like, for sure.
A little Latif in there, hey?
There's a
There's a sprinkling of a Latif.
There's a small hinting of Latif in this Latif in this call.
Peace, Rich. With the D. Oh, what's he gonna do? He's shooting the roof, Daddy! Oh, look at that! Look at this, look at that! And there's the speed, the old banana splitty Rudy, and Vernon is rejoice as their nemesis, Steinbach. They get him in overtime, Roof Daddy. As Bazin kept chugging as his speed helped split the D. And there's no slipping on a banana peel there as he went. Slipper on upstairs there. A goal as Verdon is happy.
I mean,
Peace, Rich.
they're pointing it
out.
out in the nasty chat. He does sound kind of drunk. Like, he's drunk on happiness, obviously,
yeah.
I would hope. I mean, but he does, like...
There's a bit of slurring in there, eh?
Oh, man.
Dex says, sounds like he's been into the 6 o'clockers.
Well, it kind of does. I mean, it is the MJHL. I mean, stranger things have probably happened than someone maybe having a couple and sliding into the booth. But, I mean, that might be how he sounds, but this is just probably how he broadcasts. He's only been broadcasting for like a year. Like, he's fresh into it. So, I think, I'd probably give him the benefit of the doubt here that he might sound a little tipsy, but he probably isn't.
Pillar of the community,
yeah.
apparently.
Like,
giant of the community.
He's
He's been
the
around.
guy. He's like coached sports for years out there.
He's a
like,
goalie, though, so maybe that makes it, maybe that
You think
answers
that,
a
is
few
that
of your
why
questions.
he's nuts?
Yeah. Some say, right?
Just a legendary call.
Burglar wants a Teef to do the whole thing.
We want a team to do it.
We'll type it all out to get him to...
Move that in. I mean, we kind of got to go to a Teef's poem here, don't we?
Yes, game day poem.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to a Tief's poem coming
up. And Tief, you make it to the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge tonight. I'm typing this entire thing off, and you can read it in its entirety.
I'll
do the video. We'll do the whole thing. We'll make magic, baby.
God.
Let's do it.
Let's do that.
Bright lights in the casino with that call.
That would make for one hell of a night at Century Casino. Happy.
Steinbach.
The nemesis. The nemesis. Steinbach. They got him.
Slipping on a...
I know there's a lot of people out there right now who are like, oh, you guys stop playing this. It's annoying. There's a bunch of wives who are like laying in bed while their husbands listen or watch the show and are like, please stop playing that. But we got to take it for one more run here. At least in the video, I'm trying to get the audio here right now as we speak too. But their nemesis, Steinbach, they got him.
Peace, split the D. Oh, what's he gonna do? He's shooting the roof, Daddy. Oh, look at that. Look at this, look at that. And there's the speed, and the old banana splitting Rudy. And Vernon is rejoice as their nemesis, Steinbach. They get him. In the overtime, Roof Daddy. As Bazin kept chugging as his speed helped split the D. And there's no slipping on a banana peel there as he went slipping on upstairs there. Goal as Verdon is happy.
That part. No slipping on
Yeah, that's right. I mean, a little slurry there at the end, but my God. I mean, what can you say about this guy? Your text messages. Send your happy text messages in, and we will get to a few of those. We can isolate that little clip and have some fun with it as we work our way through the show today. Doug Roach, the gift that keeps on giving. Let's see if I got it here. I tried to set it up.
Peace, Chris.
Oh, here.
Is happy.
There we go.
Be happy. Happy.
Send your happy texts right now to 780-218-9999, and we can bang those out as we work our way through the show today. Unbelievable.
No, slipping on a...
Loomis says, it's like a post-coital conversation where you're just slowly passing out.
Yes, you're melting.
Happy.
Done. Love it. All right, keep those. Pound that box, 780-218-9999. Let's lay out the show for you this morning. I don't know if it's going to get any better. I mean, at this point, we've already kind of peaked here. We already kind of peaked. RCN says, I feels like that guy should be in an Adam Sandler movie, right? One of those side characters in a Sandler movie.
Yes.
Which, who knows? Maybe it ends up happening. It's game day versus the Lightning. We're going to set this bad boy up as we work our through the show. We got 3 great guests on the show today. Draisaitl, yesterday at practice, apparently staying between Janmark and Fogle. Ooh, we'll discuss. We'll get to that here in the 6 o'clock hour. NHL action last night. We'll dive into that. We'll get some of that drama in the association as well. Let's tease it again. Tonight, Century Casino, Fort Road.
Sports Bar and Lounge. We've got the Chargers and the Raiders. $9.99 smoked brisket cheesesteaks plus Oilers Lightning on, plus everything else going on in the world of sports.
Dip.
You got the TV wrap. You got the off-track betting. The Caliente Greyhounds always around the bend. And the final Thursday for myself for NFL Mondays and Thursdays. So tonight, $9.99 smoked brisket cheesesteaks. Let's take down a final one or two tonight, shall we?
Roy Keane in the Nasty Chat says, my wife just said, what the F are we watching? And I just tell her it's the old banana splitteroonie.
Yeah. Just kind of fade off.
I don't know what we're watching, but it sure is making me
happy.
That works pretty good, doesn't it? CFL schedule release coming today. That's a good one. You're right.
Happy.
Should have that later on this morning. And I think you'll like the Elks schedule reveal. I know the Elks are doing like a schedule release video, but I think all the teams will be doing like a unique schedule release video. Spoiler alert, I helped the Elks with theirs a little bit, and hopefully it works out okay. So it should be pretty.
Should
fun.
we be looking for anything? Like any sort of like is it going to come out of
No,
a
I don't
conch
know
shell
spoilers.
or something
no
like that?
spoiler,
Like, is it going to be?
something. It's me in their dressing room, naked, with a conch shell covering my wiener.
Yeah, and you just read the
And
schedule.
that's it. I just
verbatim.
read the schedule.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dustin from the CFL and TSN and Edmonton Sports Talk. Do you want a conch? Week 1. Riders. You know, like that
Yeah,
type
it's like
of
you're
thing.
announcing the lineup. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
pretty
reading it
much.
off.
Tales of the North coming up here around 6:30. Lieutenant Eric's 12 Days of Christmas. Day number 7. You'll have that coming up. Crack Pack Christmas continues. We'll dive into the advent calendars from Wayne's. And then this is where things really heat up today. Luke Gazdic, who's very good at his job. He will join us just after 7 o'clock today, set up the Oilers and Lightning, get his thoughts on Draisaitl and Janmark. What a win for the Winnipeg Jets last night. That Pens Habs shootout was absolutely insane. What was that, 12-rounder when it was all said and done? That was nuts. So lots to get to in the National Hockey League today. Gaz will join us for that. Cool Bet hotline of the day. Greg Wyshynski from Metal Supermarkets, your convenience stores for Metal. I went on their website last night. We'll talk about that a little bit, actually, when we chat with Wyshynski. He'll be by. I will get his thoughts on the All-Star Game changes and things like that. 7:45 today. I got beef. I think we got a little bit of show meat still kicking around from Corey
one
at Acme
slab
Meats.
to kind of chew on here.
Yeah,
between the three of us.
Just a couple of dogs on a bone of beef jerky. That's we'll get into around 7:45 today. What do you got beef with? Start thinking about it. Save it. Text it to us around 7:45. Kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike. 3 questions too many for Park Mazda. Ian Rapoport will join us, but Rap Sheet won't be able to join us until 8:30 today. Said his kid has a concert that he needs to attend. So I would assume a classic morning Christmas concert. Because in the United States, they would not schedule a Christmas concert for a Thursday night football night. Like, there's no way. No, so morning Christmas concert, I believe. Anyway, Rap Sheet will be by around 8:30 today. Orange and Blue Breakfast brought to you by Mobile One Blue Water Lubricants. We'll get you set for the Oilers and the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. I think it was Penner's Pancakes in the nasty chat. I might have to scroll up to find it. But he's calling, here it is, calling a statement win tonight against the Lightning. They will give them the Hurricanes treatment. You two, Trev, what's your vibe right now? What's Cap and Hunch thinking over there?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Are you feeling pretty good?
Yep.
Confidence level's high?
Yeah, it's high. It's high. They just 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks, I guess, coming on now when they lost to them. They're not going to want to lose. And with this heater, the boys are rolling right now. It's going to continue tonight.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, easy, he says.
Tampa suck.
I think
Yeah.
you just jinxed them, man.
Maybe. We'll
People
see.
are going to look back and say, remember when YouTube Trev said easy?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll get
Slipping on a
into it.
banana peel.
I'm a little, like, they have to lose at some point. Maybe. I know, Dusty, you're so negative.
I thought you were Mr. Glass half full here, and now you're
here I
talking
am
about
now.
losses, predicting it, saying
I'm just saying, you can't win
schedule
every
loss.
game for the rest of the year. I wonder, like, they won that last game, but I didn't love their start last game. And you know how, like, when a team eventually loses one, you sort of see, like, small signs of it along the way?
Well,
like, was that slow start against Chicago of a sign that maybe they're going to settle back in here at some point? Or, could that have been the game where that happened and it didn't, and Knobloch has an easy refocus off the start conversation, and they do come out fine against Tampa Bay. So there's a couple of ways you can look at it.
You could slice it either way, but I think if it wasn't the Blackhawks being the opposition the other night, it could have been a little more tighter, right? That's fair to say.
Yeah, like
Still remaining glass half
it's
full.
true. I mean, they were down 1-0, so we'll see. So I'm not going to be like, we're taking the Oilers -1.5 and the 9 points and things like that. But with the way that they've been playing, they probably should win this hockey game tonight. So what do you think? What are your predictions? Cable guy in Kenora says, I'm okay with the Oilers losing tonight, but if they win,
Happy, happy, happy.
happy, happy, happy. Your happy, happy, happy text right now. Pound the box, Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Casual Chris says, cracking open a 6 o'clocker lager after work.
Happy, happy, happy.
Happy, happy, happy.
Now to the Atif text.
We'll do that after.
Okay.
We'll go, here's the second half of the 6 o'clock hour here. We're going to get to a sports update for Green Plan. Tales of the North coming in hot out of that. Lieutenant Eric's 12 Days of Christmas. A Chiefs game day poem. Crack-packed Christmas. And your thoughts, of course, on Leon Draisaitl staying with Fogle and Janmark. I know yesterday on the show I said, it was probably just one of those in-game things. Flip it all back around. Now, Kane didn't skate yesterday, so who knows what they roll out with tonight. But yesterday in practice, apparently, which was open, a lot of fans were there yesterday. It was Draisaitl still with Fogle and Janmark, which is kind of interesting. So we can discuss that as we work our way through the 6 o'clock hour as well. And, we'll get to that Jeff Merrick tweet that could make my Christmas, possibly all of your Christmases, and the show in the future a hell of a lot better.
I just loved if the two of you happened to be on the same flight sitting together. Hello. Nice to meet you. Yeah. And then the flight, you guys become such great friends after the flight that you're just inseparable moving forward.
I hope to spend New Year's Eve with this man. Who are we talking about? Find out next. Let's get to a sports update for Green Plan with Lieutenant Eric this morning. Of course, you can text us anytime. Send us your happy texts to 780-218-9999.
Winnipeg Jets with a 5-2 win in LA last night. The Kings have dropped 3 straight. Nathan McKinnon extending his point streak to 13 games in a 5-1 Avalanche win over the Sabres. Islanders clipped the Ducks 4-3. New York 6-0-1 over its last 7. Devils over the Bruins 2-1 in overtime. And the Penguins defeating the Habs 2-1 in a 12-round shootout. Oilers' 6-game homestand continues tonight as they welcome in the Tampa Bay Lightning. Edmonton looking to extend its win streak to 9 games. Tom Gazola has your Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 5:30 tonight right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. You can join me tonight for Oilers and Lightning as well as Chargers and Raiders at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. $9.99 smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special throughout the evening, as well as a free scoreboard with prizes on the line. The Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. Raptors over the Hawks, 135-128 NBA action. The two clubs will go at it again from Toronto tomorrow night. 7 games around the NBA this evening. Sports Update brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental planning and consulting services. Whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential, plan it right with Green Plan. Visit green-plan.com or give them a call, 780-455-4292.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
6:35. Wicked. What? Thank you very much for being here this morning with the Nielsen Show. Hey, if you're listening on TuneIn, explain to your friends how simple it is to listen on TuneIn. Download the free TuneIn app. One time, search Edmonton Sports Talk. Favorite it. And Craig Button's your uncle. And you can listen every single morning. Static-free, crystal clear, much improved signal over our days at 1260. 780-218-9999. We're going to get into Tales of the North coming up here. The man we were talking about is none other than Filthy Bruce himself.
BB.
I will go full John Morosi on Jeff Merrick if Craig Button or if Bruce Boudreau is not the head coach of Team Canada at the Spengler Cup. Button said yesterday Bruce Boudreau's in the mix. Having covered the Spengler Cup for 4 or 5 years now, I can tell you there's usually not like 8 or 9 coaches in the mix to be the head coach of the Canadian team at the Spengler Cup. So I hope this happens. I will be, of course, very
happy.
And I think Bruce would as well. Can you imagine? And we'll set it up because we have a great relationship over there. It's like a chill event. It's not like stuffy media. It's just like it's so laid back.
Tailor-made for a Bruce Boudreau.
There's a really good chance you'll see like a full-blown sit-down with me and Bruce by a fire. You know what I mean? Like, this could be huge for the show. If I can develop a friendship with Bruce Boudreau over the holidays, we could have him on to talk about like every major wrestling event that comes up and things like that, right? Like that would be incredible.
Screw the show. If I'm Glenn Suter, I'm very, 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 very nervous around the holidays here. Like I am on my phone constantly texting you, wanting updates, wanting dropped pins of where you are and where that is compared to Bruce Boudreau. Like this could be the start of a beautiful friendship. And again, if you are on the plane with him, I am tracking that flight. I will be following you guys all the way to Switzerland, waiting until you land. I'll be watching the Spengler Cup and the hockey will be the sidecar. It'll be you and Bruce exploring your new friendship throughout the holiday season. That's TSN fireside chats. You guys downing a thing of Maltesers or whatever it is, like a fondue. You feeding each other fondue. Like
I'm in. You
can see it all happening though. You can see it all happening right now.
I'm 100% in. I always thought, I do the Spengler. It's amazing. It's hockey heaven. It does suck being away from my family on Christmas Day, but I've always done it because I'm like, I wonder what it'll lead to in my career. Like you make sacrifices along the way, and this is it. Like I thought maybe it would lead to like calling a bigger international tournament or NHL game or something at some point. But this is it. Why? Like it's in your life, you're like, why did you go away from your family for 4 straight Christmases? Well, it led to me meeting and becoming great friends with Bruce Boudreau. That's all I need. This is the ultimate. So they better deliver him. If it ends up being a coach that, like, there's always been rumors that Wayne Gretzky would go coach the Spengler Cup. Nothing against a great one because that would be awesome too. But I'd rather have Bruce Boudreau there for the holiday season.
Yeah, let's be honest. For the purposes of everything, it's Bruce.
It just.
Wayne's the consolation prize. And
when I meet him for time, I sit down and go, hey, give me a hand here. Hey, Bruce, there it is. Hey, he's got, love that, wouldn't he?
Maybe you find a mall in Switzerland and take him for some ice cream.
Wouldn't that be something? Now that's a feature. That's 90 seconds.
He takes the kids, you take him. It's all.
Let's go have some ice cream.
Let's go
filthy.
for a cone.
Let's go have some ice cream, filthy bee. Oh, that would be good.
The nation needs this relationship.
I want to take a video that starts like just a one shot on me and be like, hey, we're here at beautiful Davos. And I found a friend. And it's go down. It's Bruce. He's like tucked into my arm, and it would just he'd just be smiling. It'd be great. So there's lots of fun content we could have there. But I'm not kidding. I'm legitimately
happy.
that this might be a thing. Yeah. This might be a thing.
Suits isn't.
Now, with that being said, Suits and I are super tight. The tightest of friendships can withstand another great friendship development.
But this would be a test. I mean, what do they say? You can only know so many people's names or have so many important relationships with so many people. I mean, Bruce would take up. I mean, he's larger than life. You become friends with him.
Let's group
You're
chat
axing
this.
like 10 friendships here easily. I'd have to say.
You know what? I could
to make time and space.
I could trim some of the fat off.
Why not?
Gonna
Right?
lie.
You make room for the steak, baby.
I'll find some room.
Yeah.
I'll find some room. Sorry to my buddy the wuss, but Bruce is in.
You've had enough years with the wuss, right?
Yeah.
It's been a good run.
Dan says, Dusty, there's a lot of pressure on you here. There is. Like, if I don't come back with great Bruce Boudreau relationship, I've let down the entire AM Nasty.
It seems to, like, we all think it would be a match made in heaven, but maybe it just doesn't click. Like, Bruce is extremely annoyed with your antics. We think it's all a game, but behind the scenes, he's like absolutely buttoned down, and he takes the Spengler extremely seriously. And now you're just kind of like, and all these jokes, you shoot him up, and he just knocks him down. Like he's LeBroning you entire Spengler Cup.
I go up to him and I go, hey, I'm the guy from Edmonton that did Filthy Bruce. He goes, oh, you're the bastard that did that. And goes on an ultimate filthy rant. Well, he's beating the hell out of me, and I'm just loving it. It's like, God, it's really happening.
Bleeding in the snow, and you're loving. You're still loving it, yeah.
Hey, before we get to Tales of the North, and we got a little bit of time here, did we find out yesterday that I'm partially deaf? Is that what happened yesterday?
Think so.
Yeah.
We YouTube Trev did a test. We went on the internet and we did the.
Yeah, there's like a hearing test. We never got to it with you. I was going to do it after the show.
You must have asked me to do it, and I didn't hear you.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, there's a test you can take, and it's I don't know, it's like a high frequency sound, and you just couldn't hear this alarm that was going on, and everyone else could.
Was it Dash telling us yesterday they do that at playgrounds or something?
Yeah,
Somebody was telling us about playgrounds?
Yeah.
What do you mean playgrounds?
Well, in order to drive like young kids away, they'll put up like a high frequency pitch. And so like, it's driving me nuts. But then people such as yourself, old men.
So yesterday
are like,
we're sitting around here, and you guys are sitting at the desk. The hangout was still on.
Yeah.
It was just ending. Yeah. And I don't know if I was sitting in here or sitting over there at the time. And Eric's like, do you hear that? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, do you hear it? It's like a high pitch alarm going off. And I was just like, I don't know. You guys are messing with me, man. And Trav could hear it. that older guy who was in
Yes,
Jerry
Jeff,
Brussels-
Jeff, yes.
Jeffrey, who brought in those pictures. He was standing here. He could hear.
And no offense, but he does have some years on you.
He was
Like we're not telling
he's
tales
like in
here.
his
but
70s.
Yeah.
He could hear it. And then the boys finished up the hangout, and I'm like, can you guys hear this?
Guy Flaming could hear it.
Flamin could hear it. Dash could hear it. Maddie could hear it.
Took Guy out in the hall. We investigated. It was the suite next door. The lady, the
Alarm
psychiatry.
went off at the
Yeah, and she
psychiatrist
did have
place.
an alarm going off in her office. It wasn't an alarm. Confirmed.
Anyway, I could not hear this alarm. And I do have my headphones cranked. Like, I clearly don't have great hearing, but I've never had something in my life where I was like, I can't hear what you guys are hearing right now. So that was a little weird.
You were.
That was a little weird.
It was like that baby listening to something for the first time, but reversed.
Yeah.
Like that energy, you know? Like you were kind of like,
I should
what?
have a video of Dusty when he doesn't hear something. It was...
Because now you're like thinking,
wild.
what else have you missed? Like
Okay,
you
so-
figure you're living in a black and white
Tell
world. and
me
we're all
this, though. Tell me this, though.
Technicolor.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how loud was this alarm? Like 2?
3, maybe?
Yeah, it wasn't that loud.
It was faint, but
Like,
it
it
was
was very
still-
faint.
I mean, we all heard it. Even Jeff, who was older than...
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll do
man.
the test today.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how your
I'm
ears
going
are.
to fail it for sure. Dave.
Just as soon as you start, I can't hear anything. This
Yeah.
is the
Are-
lowest level.
Are you ready for the test?
Are
What?
we doing the test? Hey, Trev, just let me know when it begins. All right.
But if you ever want to talk about them, it's just high-frequency tones. Like, we can have a conversation right now. You wouldn't know.
Yeah. We'll start doing that.
Like dog whistles, yeah. Like,
All right. So anyway, we found that out yesterday. That was something else.
well,
All
anyways,
right.
yada, yada, yada. Have you
Let's-
booked an appointment?
No. I did go in to see the. I went into the. Actually,
You did go
I
for
had
a
a
thing,
doctor's
didn't
appointment last year about something, and I asked her. I said, yeah. Actually, I went to see if
Yeah.
I need to get my ears cleaned out.
Cleaned out, that's
because
what you're
like. And I thought for sure she was going to be like, oh, yeah, like you've got a bunch of wax in your ears, and that's why you have to have your headphones louder and stuff. And she looked in there, and she goes, no, they're good. And that's when I was like, oh, damn it. Like, I probably do have but, I mean, I hear you guys just fine, you know?
Oh, yeah. It's just when we talk in our high-frequency pitch.
Anyway, let's yell at the top of our lungs here for Tales of the North. We'll get into this bad boy. Joe Cool says, that happened to me on the weekend, driving my daughter around. She said, wow, the brakes were squeaky. And I couldn't hear it at all. And she recorded it to prove that she wasn't pranking me. Yeah, but then could you hear it on the recording? Sorry, I looked at you. You had your mask down already. Kind of threw me for a loop.
It'd be weird if you could hear it on the recording.
All right. Oilers and the Lightning tonight. I think you're going to like this one. This would be fun. All right, let's get into it. Tales of the North.
Who owns the North? Who owns the North? Show me! Jingle bells, Cooper smells, Vasilevsky lays an egg.
Tonight in the North, tens of thousands of supporters will make the trek to the District of Ice to once again witness their heroes, nay, their legends, defeat another who dared challenge them for a pair of points. Stew, they will chant. Nooch, they will chant. Boosh, they will chant. And while the cries may echo in similar fashion, they couldn't be more different. Skinner, a fortifier of the forefoot, playing in a fashion so fine his glorious duster shines even brighter in the spotlight. The Nooge, Fate Stash, the Earl of Hopkins, he who arrived as a babyface assassin and now produces babies of his own. And the bringer of the Bush Bomb, a man wise beyond his years, whittling his way through thy enemy and wreaking havoc on guardians from coast to coast. These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land.
The Paul should have stuck to boxing.
Gotta be better and better every time, boys.
Thanks, Trev.
Of course.
Confidence levels high, Trev.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
It's crazy how you guys can just dive into character like that. I have a hard time.
it's
That's what legendary actors do.
Yep.
There's a reason I won top grade A drama student, boys.
You watched Game of Thrones how many times now? 10,
Well, I just
11?
recently rewatched it twice back to back, and then I started it a third time, and I thought, man, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. So then I rewatched Suits for the fourth time. Yeah. And I'm early in on that one. So I kind of just rotate through those shows. Tales of the North to get you set for the Oilers and the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. 780-218-9999.
Stop scaring Dustin about the hearing. It'll be fine.
Oh, why is there some...
No, but just like, you know it's important, so we know it's important. We just don't need to keep harping on that.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's not ideal. I mean, I should be able to hear all types of frequencies.
Don't worry about it.
With that being said, if there was ever like a real loud fire alarm going off, I wouldn't be as panicking as much as you guys, because you'd be like, oh my God, the alarm's so loud. And I'd be like, what is this moderately loud alarm going off right now? So, yeah. Jack comes in and says, oh man, did I miss Tales of the North? How'd you miss it, Jack? We just finished.
You rewind on the...
Yeah, just scroll back like 90 seconds.
Just dropping in, hey, as we raise the mask.
Yeah, that was a tough one there. Jordy Mack, young Jordy Mack says that was an all-time Tales of the North, in my opinion. I thought I needed to put that in the spotlight there. You know, like they chant Stu, then they chant Dooge, then they chant Boosh.
It was the loudest Tales of the North, albeit on the heels of your hearing issue.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Right? No. There was a lot of like pronounced,
was there
punchy yelling. But that's what you do when you're on a heater like this, right?
Yeah,
hotter than a
hoochie coochie.
Yeah.
2 games away from being hotter than a hoochie coochie. If you've not yet listened to the Chattahoochee episode of the Achy Breaky podcast, we highly suggest you check it out. It's not safe for kids.
Yeah.
It's not safe for work. But outside that, you can probably listen to it anywhere.
Yeah, parental advisory. It's good in your car, driving around or whatever. And
VR Montenegro says that LTE opener had me crying.
Trying to keep it on the Christmas theme. You know how we do? It's the time of season.
That was really good. It made me swallow one of the hairs off the wig, and I had to like reset quickly. But we got it done. Rick and Jasper today. Confession, boys, I haven't seen a single minute of Game of Thrones. Conch me? Sure, Rick.
You keep on.
Joe says, last night's episode on HBO contained the classic Who Owns the North scene. Yeah, Battle of the Bastards, man. That was in the Battle of the Bastards, was it not? Is that not what you watched last night, Joe Cool?
Then you yell, we do, right? That's what they yell it off the TV. You go, we do, yeah.
Yeah, real good stuff. Real good stuff. We'll do the Crack Pack Advent here. We still haven't got to a Chiefs game day.
I know. I've been waiting for
that.
this.
We got Lieutenant Eric's 12 Days of Christmas still to come. This is this real fun 6 o'clock hour here today. Let me find this Atif. Let me find this Atif poem here. Oh boy. Let me just take a quick rip through myself.
Yeah. He's. I think it's a nice way to kick off a game day, especially given the season. And Atif, please show up at the Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge tonight. We can do the Roach Call in its entirety.
This isn't a poem?
Well, it's not a poem. It's just like a saying. 12 days. It's like a descriptor of the night. There's nothing that rhymes. No.
Is it supposed to be done in song?
No, just it's.
I thought this was a full blown poem.
No. I think he wanted to write a poem, on the 12th night or whatever, and then it's just a nice.
Okay, so it's the morning of the game day, the calm before the storm at Rogers Place tonight.
Well, you're doing it like you.
The opponent coming into the Ice District, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Today, I believe, is Eric's 7th day of the 12 days of Christmas, and hopefully it'll be 9 in a row for the Oilers. Can I please get a conch? I mean, it's not a poem. It's not.
Yeah, but you read it in his voice.
That's just a regular text.
Read it in his voice, and
it's a regular text.
Proclamation,
There's nothing there.
But if you read it in his voice, that's how it kind of.
Man.
He hits them all. He touches them all. It's a beautiful text.
Brad, the bookie, is in. Says, I'm happy. I'm literally crying driving on the QE2 right now because I'm laughing so hard. So the last thing we want to do is cause incidents on the Queen Elizabeth.
You pull over.
Yeah, please pull over. Be safe while you're driving, even if you are.
Happy.
Happy. All right, let's do this. Lieutenant Eric's 12 Days of Christmas. Then we'll do Crack Pack Christmas. Dive into our advent calendars today. Maybe there's a banger. Tube sucks us in and says, that sounded exactly like a teeth.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, we need the full teeth treatment on that one.
Kevin Starrett says, that's a poem to me.
Yeah.
Well job, Atif,
Yes.
you legend.
It's a classic Atif poem. One of the best. It's like a top 5 Atifer.
All right. Let's see here. 12 Days of Christmas.
Yep.
You want to do
Yep,
it?
and play me in the
I'll
do the
play you in
do
a little
first
thing.
the,
Yeah.
the-
And a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Start it again.
You got it?
Yeah,
Okay.
So now,
All right.
and then
All right.
coming in again. Yeah.
Okay. Let me get my Howlude here if I see him. Maybe
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
And
find
boys,
a spot
again,
for
like,
Howlude.
Don't be
let's see.
afraid to chime in.
From A and W.
Yeah.
Might mix in 1 or 2 here. Let's see. All right, here we go. Ready? And let's do it. And 1, and a 2, and a 3.
On the first day of Christmas, EST gave to me a black sedan guy being creepy. On the second day of Christmas, EST gave to me 2 Tombstone Tuesdays and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the third day of Christmas, EST gave to me 3 spa dates, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the fourth day of Christmas, EST gave to me 4 tomato aspics, 3 spa dates, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the fifth day of Christmas, EST gave to me 5 cafe lattes,
From A&W.
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the sixth day of Christmas, EST gave to me 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes,
From A&W.
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the seventh day of Christmas, EST gave to me 7 sirloin bites, 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes,
From A&W.
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy.
Oh, this guy nails it, man. God.
7 sirloin bites, hey, that's a perfect amount there.
That's perfect.
Lucky 7.
7 sirloin bites. You give me, that'd be an amazing meal. Amazing meal. Well done, Lieutenant Eric. And the 12 Days of Christmas.
Day 7.
I have enough of the song to get to day 8.
Oh, yeah, then.
And then that's somebody said you can loop it, but you can't loop it because you need to extend it. Right? We have to extend it.
Yeah,
a
and with
little
the
bit
5,
longer
we ran into that problem.
I'll
not starting it on
find a
time,
new
right?
one for Monday, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
And we'll get into that. Nailed it. And the Howlude's really starting to fit in there nice.
It's because it just gets that beat.
Yeah, just-
Yeah. You know how to do it.
Just quick.
Well, you're the beat master. That's
Wow,
you-
thanks, Eric. That means a lot to me, man. All right, let's get into the advent calendar again. May the card gods deliver us a banger. What are we on? December 14th? 14th today. These are the advent calendars from Wayne Sports Cards just north of West Edmonton Mall. Go in and see Wayne and Nikki and the crew. New products dropping all the time. I think the new one came out yesterday. All right, let's see here. What do we got?
15-16 Upper Deck Series 2.
Ooh, wow. OV in the house. And I've got 21-22 Upper Deck Series 2. Let's go. They got Christmas boxes in there. Nice little surprise mystery boxes in there. Vinny Trocheck. Severson. Jason Spezza. Getzlaff. Provorov. Lawson Krause. Oliver Wahlstrom. Nobody in here I would trade for Broberg, I don't think.
David Krejci, UD Canvas.
Very nice.
Yuri Sekash. Tommy Wingles.
Tommy Wingles.
Adam Lowry.
Remember Tommy
Yeah,
Wingles?
this is I got McNabb on the Kings. Dougie Hamilton as a Flame. Carl Soderberg. And Jakub Voracek.
That's a guy you want right there. Adam Lowry.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, it's totally, it'll
Mr.
never
Mr.
happen.
Jet.
He's a captain of the Jets. He's
Mr.
Mr. Jet. But that guy, if you had an Adam Lowry as your third line center on the Edmonton Oilers, my God, like that would be, that's what you need. Like McLeod's never going to be Adam Lowry. He's a different type of center than Adam Lowry. I don't want to get on this big Adam Lowry rant, but If they were running McDavid, Draisaitl, and Adam Lowry down the middle,
Well, just imagine having a guy like Zach Hyman, Hart Trophy candidate, with an Adam Lowry on the roster.
my God.
That would be.
I mean, that would make...
It'd be the nicest, most hardworking, most hockey-esque definition of a team ever. With those two.
Yeah,
that's
pretty much. You're not
everything
even,
you need.
You're not even exaggerating.
Checking all the boxes.
That would be good. That win last night for the Jets was massive. Not only did we cash the part, that was a little bit of a tough one. Huss and I, this is what the Lock Shop is. The Lock Shop has become an amazing group of people in that nasty chat during the Lock Shop. And we spent 40 minutes yesterday in the Lock Shop talking about the 5 games and trying to build a 3-game parlay. And there was a bunch of tweaks. Like, we originally had the Islanders on there at -1.5, and right before we locked it in, I was like, I think because we're going to get a boost, we dropped that down to just in regulation. And it worked because they scored with like 90 seconds left to win that hockey game. And then there was Rod Z in the old chat. He's like, got to be on the Jets tonight. Even Huss was like, I don't know if we should be on the Jets tonight, but we went with them, and we hit it. That was just a huge win for Winnipeg, though. They're down 2-0, playing the Los Angeles Kings. Gabe Vilardi revenge game.
Yeah.
And what happens?
And he struck.
4 points.
Yeah.
A goal and 3 assists for Gabe Vilardi in the Gabe Vilardi revenge game in L.A. Just absolutely amazing. Amazing stuff. All right. Keep those text messages rolling in here. You can send us the texts.
Atif is back in.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Like, come on. We're playing the happy clip as we continue to work our way through. It just was a amazing update on the call.
Peace Fresh with the D. Oh, what's he going to do? He's shooting the roof, Daddy. Oh, look at that. Look at this, look at that. And there's the speed, the old banana splitty Rudy. And, Vernon is rejoice as their nemesis, Steinbach. They get him in overtime. Roof Daddy. As Bazin kept chugging as his speed helped split the D. And there's no slipping on a banana peel there as he went. Slipping on upstairs there. A goal as Burton is happy.
Go. My goodness. Send your happy texts right now. 780-218-9999. Luke Gazdic, 705. Greg Wyshynski, 730. I got beef at 7:45 and the Coolbet hotline of the day at 7:20, plus more of your happy texts as we continue to roll through the show. Let's get to a sports rewind with Lieutenant Eric. Luke Gazdic on the other side of this bad boy as the Nielsen Show rolls along uninterrupted right here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
NHL action last night. The Kings have now dropped 3 straight following a 5-2 loss to the Jets. Nathan MacKinnon extending his point streak to 13 games in a 5-1 Avalanche win over the Sabres. Islanders over the Ducks 4-3. New York 6-0-1 over its last 7. Devils beat the Bruins 2-1 in overtime, and the Penguins best the Habs 2-1 in a 12-round shootout. Oilers and Lightning tonight from Rogers Place as Edmonton plays Game 5 of its 6-game homestand, looking to extend its win streak to 9. Tom Gazola has your Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows with coverage beginning at 5:30 tonight right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. He can join me tonight for this hockey game, Oilers and Lightning, as well as Chargers and Raiders. I'll be at the Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for both. $9.99 smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special throughout the evening, as well as highballs and beer, and a free square-board with prizes on the line. Raptors over the Hawks, 135-128 in NBA action. Those two clubs will go at it again from Toronto tomorrow night. 7 games around the NBA this evening. Sports update brought to you by Universal Rewind. Maintenance days aren't just for hockey players. Electric motors need that tender loving care as well. Contact Universal Rewind to have them properly maintain your motors. Choose experience, expertise, and quality. Choose Universal Rewind.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
701 with the Nielsen Show. Dustin Nielson and Lieutenant Eric with you. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. Weather-wise, it is 3 degrees right now. It actually is going to cool down to about 2 degrees this afternoon, and some snow tonight.
What?
Just a little bit. Maybe some flurries on Saturday as well. But this is it. These are like the entire. I'm looking at the old what they call the 10-day. I'm looking at the 10-day forecast here.
The extender.
And it's above 0 every single day. Middle of December in Edmonton, and it's above 0.
Perfectly normal.
Which is just wild right now. Absolutely insane. 780-218-9999 is where you can get a hold of us. It could end up winning the text of the day for A&W, where Mama Burgers are absolutely delicious, and you can get 2 of them for $9.99 in the entire month of December. The majority of A&W drive-thrus are open 24/7, so you can get that at any time of the day. Let's bring our first guest, Luke Gazdick, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialist located in Edmonton, St. Albert Trail, 128th Ave, 1 block north of Yellowhead, or online at proamsports.ca. Like you, they are sports nerds too. Luke, welcome back to the show, man. It seems like we've just been talking about wins with you for about 3 weeks now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good stuff, boys. It's better than that stretch we went through at the beginning of the year. We're all positive now, baby.
Yeah, you kind of have to be with what they've been doing. Like they're not just like squeaking games out during the stretch. You know, they're scoring almost 5 goals a game. They're allowing less than 2. Like they're beating teams on average by 3 goals per game during this stretch. Is this one of those things where, you know, they clearly weren't as bad as they were at the beginning of the year, and they probably aren't as dominant as they look right now, and things have just kind of turned on the other way, and they might settle in a little bit to being probably still really good, but not like all-time best team ever good like they are right now?
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. I think it's not perfect right now. There's still some room to work with, some room to improve, but I look at a lot of good things they're doing. And I know the underlying numbers and metrics were really good early in the year, and it was only a matter of time before this ship started to turn. But coaching-wise, man, too, a couple tweaks. You guys know how good the penalty kill's been. Skinny back there is playing unbelievable, and they're getting depth scoring. They're getting scoring from all their guys now, right? The fourth line has 7 goals in the last month or something like that. It's just good to see. They're kind of spreading the offense around the lineup, but there definitely is still some room to improve, but you got to be happy with the way they're going right now.
Last game, partway through, they did move Draisaitl away from Brown and Kane and put him with Foegele and Janmark. And we said on the show yesterday, it's probably just one of those in-game adjustments, and they'll go back to it. However, at practice yesterday, Draisaitl was still with Foegele and Janmark. So if they start the game together that way tonight here against the Tampa Bay Lightning, I think it'd be pretty interesting. What do you think of that little tweak from Chris Knoblauch?
Yeah, I think that's the thing he's looking to get going is that second line. And listen, I know Brownie hasn't been the offensive force that maybe the expectation was for him at this point, but we got to get him going. It'll be interesting to see how Leon plays with those guys because he can make stuff happen all over the ice, right? I wish Fogs had a little more finish. He can do it every now and then, but man, this guy would have probably 30 reps.
He's in the right spot a lot, isn't he?
He's always in the sweet spot. So he's going to have his chances. He's going to get some opportunities, but I've really liked Janmark on that right side too. Doesn't look the prettiest doing it, but does a lot of good things out there with playing on both sides of the puck. Honestly, anyone that's playing with Leon's going to get some chances. So it'll be interesting to see where they start all those guys tonight. I was thinking Knobs was going to make a change because I know he wants that second line to get going a bit.
Luke, what can you tell us about this Lightning squad going back mid-November? Oilers falling 6-4 down in Tampa, but Lightning now in the midst of a 5-game road trip, couple losses, and overtime win. What's Coach Knoblauch and the gang looking for tonight in the opposition? What can you tell us about the Lightning heading into this one?
Not the same Lightning team I think we're used to seeing over the years. They've dipped a bit, but make no mistake, they're still an offensive fire, a lot of it through their lineup. And Kucherov's playing some of the best hockey I think we've seen him ever play. What the Lightning will do is kind of dictate the pace of play. They like to slow it down a little bit and almost force you into their game and force you into that, especially Kucherov. He really, really likes to slow it down. He reminds me a lot of Leon in that sense. But they're not getting a lot of depth scoring either. So this is where if you're rolling 4 lines against them, I think that's going to be your bread and butter. Vasilevsky is always that X factor, right? He hasn't played outstanding since coming back, especially in Vancouver on Tuesday night. But this is a guy that I feel like the bigger the game and the bigger the occasion, he tends to step up. So that's going to be the key for them. Big guy, you're either shooting it at his ears or you're keeping it a foot off the ice above, right above the pad pretty much. Anything in between that zone. He's so big and so agile that he's going to get to it. But shots, bodies in front with tips and deflections is what they're going to be looking for.
Luke Gazdick from Sportsnet and the Midsoft Podcast joining us here on the Nielsen Show today. Brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. I went off on a little bit of a love fest for Zach Hyman yesterday, both on this show and then on the oil stream with Tommy Gazola a little bit later on, basically describing him as like the perfect hockey player because he's been here for years now. And I said yesterday, I don't even think I was exaggerating. I don't remember coming in the morning after one of his games ever and being like, man, Zach Hyman didn't bring it last night, or Zach Hyman made this mistake that cost the team, or, Zach Hyman was weak along the boards. He just does everything that needs to be done, doesn't he? Like when he came in from Toronto, I remember all the insiders being like, the Leafs are going to miss him because they want him on every line. And I'm looking right now at this team and going, yeah, he's perfect with McDavid. But then you kind of talked about Brown's offensive struggles. But I was like, imagine if you could clone Zach Hyman and put him with Draisaitl and Kane as well, and what that would do for those two guys. So, I mean, am I completely off my rocker to say that he's like almost a near perfect hockey player?
No, he's unreal. And listen, I live here in Toronto and I witnessed all that discourse where people were like, can you believe Edmonton paid him X amount? Like, we were never going to match that. We were never going to pay that. And it's looking pretty damn good right now, I'll tell you. But he's the Swiss Army knife, man. You can slot him anywhere. He does everything and does it well. And I love how you said that, because even when they were going through that bad stretch, I would still walk away from games going, man, Hyman's had a good game. He looked great. I love his ability on the forecheck. I talk about it on TV a decent amount. He's probably one of, if not the best forechecker in the NHL. He doesn't necessarily have to go in and make like that big booming F1 hit and put the D through the glass. He always comes out of the corner with the puck, or always comes out of the forecheck with the puck, creates turnovers. And I know a lot of people are, if you're playing with McDavid, it's easy to get that amount of goals. You just go to the net. No, you still have to put the puck in the net. You still have to put yourself in the right spot. You still have to finish. Like, there are still a certain number of intangibles that you need to bring, even if you're going to play with Connor, and even if you're going to play power play, that he brings to the table, which is so fun to watch. I think he really rubs off on a lot of guys, like on and off the ice for them. Yeah. Just with his habits and the pro that he is every day.
Let's take a look at a couple of other things around the National Hockey League from last night. Winnipeg falls behind 2-0. Second half of back-to-backs against the Los Angeles Kings, who've been excellent all year. They don't have Kyle Connor, and they come back and get the job done. Gabe Vilardi back in L.A., 3 assists and a goal. Like, I don't think you could draw it up any better for the Winnipeg Jets last night. How big was that?
Man, that's huge. I think that's one of the biggest things we've been talking about these days is what are the Jets going to be without Kyle Connor? And it's tough to foreshadow that, but you take away all that offense, they still have such good defensive tactics and defensive habits. But to walk in and go down 2-rip to LA and come back with that effort, that's impressive. And I wasn't sold on the Jets early in the season or even in the offseason, kind of looking at the Central. Are they in the murky middle, or are they going to challenge for this thing? But, man, you walk into LA and put up an effort like that. I know there's a little extra incentive for these guys, but Dubois is not playing very well right now. I think no goals in 9, 4 points in the last 13. He's like a -4. That trade looks great for the Jets right now.
Yeah, it does.
With the pieces they brought over, I was never a fan of PLD. I didn't love the trade. I didn't love the deal. I still think he's a good hockey player, but addition by subtraction. And you add 3 pieces like that in your lineup, and what a difference it's made for them on both sides of the puck. Gave Vilardi 4 points last night.
Yeah.
I just think the Jets are looking better and better. They're just tough to play against. And at the end of the day, if you get past all 5 defenders, you're still got Connor Hellebuck, the absolute true workhorse #1 goaltender in net, who had another great night last night. That's a good team, man.
Yeah, they sure look like it. The fact that they were able to do that last night without Kyle Connor is huge. And you're right about that trade. Like, it was going to be addition by subtraction no matter what you got, but then you got significant pieces as well. Like, Vilardi produced at an offensive rate almost as good as Pierre-Luc Dubois last year anyway.
And getting rid of somebody who didn't want to be there anyways. Like,
that trade essentially not saved the Jets, but certainly got them back on track. So it was massive, and you see it playing out so far this year. It'll be interesting to see. Now, with that being said, I mean, let's just talk a little bit about the loss of Kyle Connor there, because I don't know how we can like, this is the Barkov discussion forever. It was like Barkov's the most underrated player in the league for like 4 years. I don't know how you keep saying that for 4 years, but I feel like people are still saying it about Kyle Connor a little bit, and it's probably because of the market that he's in, Luke. But that guy is an offensive dynamo that they're certainly going to miss. And if he can get through it, that'll be great. But Kyle Connor still needs to get more recognition, does he not?
Oh, I'd agree for sure. I think it's just so funny when we talk about like the pure goal scorers in the league and even the top goal scorers in the league. He generally doesn't even fall in the conversation. And I do truly attribute that to the market that he's playing in. But I had to go back and cover him on TV. So I went back and watched all his goals from this year and last year pretty much. And it's just so fun to watch. The release, he puts himself in good spots all the time, but it's not just a shot on his one-timer, on his offside. He drives the net. He could break away, he can finish, like he does it all. And it's going to be interesting to see, but they'll find that offense from somewhere. It's just, it's going to go down a bit. I just think that's a really big part of their team. And it says a lot in the locker room for a guy like that to go down, to be honest, but they'll grind it out, but they're going to have to find that offense from somewhere else.
Luke, before we let you go, long shootout last night between the Penguins and the Montreal Canadiens. It was a 12-rounder when it was all said and done. Do you get into that one? Is that one where you get the call and then like your coach says, get over there, you got to wait a little bit longer? Like,
No, we went to 14 shooters in San Jose one night.
Yeah.
Rob Klinkhammer scored the winner, and there was 14. So it was 5-6 guys left. Maybe 5D and me were left, and I still didn't go. So I would hope that I would, but history shows I probably still wasn't.
I guess the precedent has been set there. Now, did you have a move though? If you would have did you have a move saved for your entire career, being like, if I get a crack at this, here's what I'm doing?
Oh, yeah. I had a triple deke back to my forehead, and that's what I thought was so funny. I'd always ask skill guys, I'm like, do you actually watch the goalie and adjust your move to that? Because I only have one move. No matter if the goalie's back in the net, if he's playing out, I'm doing the same thing.
Secret's out now, yeah.
The old triple deke when he's right back on the goal line anyway. That would be oh, it's too good. Hey, people are asking, who's coming up next on the podcast? Who's on the sked?
Oh, you're going to love this. I had the Blue Jackets are in town, so I had Eric Goodbranson in studio yesterday. So he's
great timing for that one, eh?
Yeah, his body's a little banged up. He's got some cuts on his knuckles, but we talked about the hit and everything else.
Had some time on his hands, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, great stuff. So that'll be coming out probably on Monday. I think you guys will love that.
Well, not to spoil it, but just your thoughts on getting the one game for basically just losing your cool nowadays. You know what I mean? What do you think? Do you like that's where we're at in the league, or what do you think?
I mean, he probably deserved the one gamer. The fact that Cousins doesn't get anything for that, walks away with a 2-minute minor is an absolute joke, to be honest. That's one of the worst hits I've seen in hockey in a long time. A guy that makes a conscious decision to continue to follow through and finish when a guy's in a vulnerable spot. Didn't like the hit, didn't like he didn't get sussied, but honestly, Gutty probably deserved a game for that.
And that comes out Monday?
Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Perfect. All right, man. We'll catch up with you next week. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Go
Luke.
Oil.
There you go. That's Luke Gazdick. Oh, go Oil. That's like Chad Kelly. The Go Argos right at the end of the thing. That's good. They're looking to make it 9 in a row. I do like the idea of Gaz only having one move And that's it. And they're like, we can't put this guy in. He's just going to triple deke. It worked out.
And he's just there
worked out pretty
smiling
well.
and they're like, knows what's, I've got this one.
Don't worry,
They
Coach.
don't know what's coming.
Don't worry, Coach. I'm going to pull out the triple deke.
You leave that to the deke and me.
Yeah. Well, how many of us didn't have a triple deke growing up because of the Mighty Ducks? Right? And it always would drive me nuts. Not to get to I got beef too early here. But when I always confused me when Bombay was sitting there talking about his move with Charlie, and you go, 1, 2, 3, triple deke. And I'm like, so when you say, like, are you doing the 1, 2, 3, and then you're doing a triple deke on top of it? Like, why are you counting 1, 2, 3 triple deke? And technically, I mean, the way they started, I guess he would have started over here, 1, 2, 3, and it's still a shot. Like, they were still shooting. Like, whoever helped with the hockey side of Mighty Ducks, and I guess maybe it was like a fun movie, so they just wanted to.
Well, Bombay was a drunk, was he not?
I guess.
I mean, that's not how the whole thing starts, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, maybe he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I guess maybe
in the end,
he
he's
doesn't
gotta,
remember.
He doesn't remember the triple deke too
He's
much.
had so many brain cells killed by drinking as being a lawyer that. Yeah, I felt like I'll say it. Mighty Ducks, from a hockey perspective, was highly inaccurate.
Well, knuckle puck. How many of those do you see on a regular basis?
Yeah, exactly. There's no knuckle pucks. If the knuckle puck was going to be a thing, somebody would have made it a thing by now.
I love the knuckle puck.
Yeah, the one that
the idea of it was so good for it to like flutter, and I mean it's your Tim Wakefield, you know.
I think my favorite moment of like ridiculousness, I can't remember if it was in the first one or the second one. I guess it was the second one, and it was Gunnar Stahl, and he stops and hammers that clapper into Julie the Cat Gaffney's glove. And nobody cheers. Like, she makes a glove save. Everybody in the crowd sees it. She dramatically looks up at her glove, and everybody's like, and then she turns and, like, drops it like this, and then, like, ah! Yeah. Like, where the hell did you think the puck went? It was clearly in her glove.
It's like a Monday night down in Virden.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. My goodness. We still haven't had time to really dive back into the happy text, but we'll get to some of those as we work our way through the show here in hour number 2.
Happy.
Send us to a happy. Penner's Pancake says, guys, if you were to build a Mr. Potato Head EST character, what would it be? So Penner's Pancake says, Cass's hair, Luke's eyes, so Gazdick's eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy's face, a handsome man. Lieutenant Eric's nose.
You don't want no part of this nose.
Why not? It's a nice nose.
Yeah. Go on.
Okay. Trev's stash, obviously. Maddie's mouth. No chance. We don't want to put Maddie's mouth on another human. Are you nuts?
Nasty mouth.
There's enough troubles coming out of Maddie's mouth right now. Last thing we want to do is build like this Mr. Potato Head and have this a mouth on it. Like, no chance.
My mustache will not be over Maddie's mouth.
You can only pick one, the mouth or the stash.
I'm refusing to allow my mustache to be above Maddie's mouth. And Dusty's earlobes.
That's the only thing of yours we're taking. We're not taking
I
your
was just
drums,
gonna
I
say.
tell you that. It's
Oh,
just
my ears now. Is that what we're doing? Are these the jokes that we're making?
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
Now, as being said, I do have, like, these are nice earlobes.
You like the lobes, eh?
I like my lobes.
They're unpierced.
I think
they're pure virgin lobes.
Whatever the, these lobes
No
are
holes,
au
eh?
natural.
Yeah.
Whatever's missing up here with the high frequencies.
Yeah.
That was put into the lobe.
It's the lobe, yeah. You're a lobe guy.
That was put into the lobe.
I like the idea of all this being put together by Jay Milne's glue.
And it's all held
you
together
glue it on with Jay, the glue
by the
guy.
glue of, that was a good line, though. My mustache will not be above Matthew Awanik's mouth. I think we take Maddie's skin tone.
He's actually
Maddie's got like a nice
the
skin
Italian,
nice.
Ukrainian, Eastern European type of thing.
Maddie definitely looks like more Italian than Tommy. I don't want to start. I don't want to start this big like Italian like battle here in the.
Tommy's got a lot of Polish in it. I think Tommy's more of the
Tommy's
Polish.
mom's from Poland,
he takes
so,
on the mother, than
maybe.
But
Doofish P says, "I've never saw the Mighty Ducks. How's that possible, man? Like, come on.
Which one? Like one or you must have seen D2. Everybody saw D2.
Well, you definitely saw D1.
D2's the one.
I absolutely loved when they got all the free gear. Right? When Hans came and like gave them all the gear, and you're just like, as a kid, how cool would that have been? you're sitting there and somebody delivers new gear and the new pads. I was a goalie when I first watched Mighty Ducks. So when Goldberg got the new pads, I was like, this is not realistic.
Just like the D.
Nobody's just going to come and bring all these guys new equipment that happen to match their minor hockey jerseys. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here?
Yeah, Jason Leduc, it's a miracle the NHL didn't have a flying V phase. Was that not done once? Somebody doing that, trying to break out, beat a trap?
All-Star game.
Yeah, that's...
I think it happened in an All-Star
yeah,
game,
yeah.
didn't it, or something like that.
Something. Quack, 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 Mr. Ducks. Salty Turtle just sending that in. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that works.
Love that line.
That works out very well. Very well. Guys, the knuckle puck was the only way the Canucks managed to get by the Blackhawks back in 2010. Was that the off-the-glass one? Was that the BX's shot? Is that what we're talking about? That was a little bit
Fair
better.
enough,
That was a
yeah.
little bit- is that the one
But I don't
where,
think he took time to tee it up and set it up and, like they do, right? You have so much time on the point.
And everybody else is like, knuckle puck, get out of the way.
Everybody stops, stands, and watches. You can
And I'm pretty sure didn't they have a knuckle puck cam? And the knuckle puck
follow
was
it through the...
yeah.
They were ahead of the time. They were ahead of Fox before the glow puck. For crying out loud.
Amish Man 19 says, as a half Italian that looks more Scottish/English than Italian, I agree with Dusty's Matty Tommy take. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you put those two guys side by side, I think you probably would identify the difference there. It's a Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Go see our friends at PJ's. If you're looking to find something special for the holidays, man, they
Not
will
too
have
late.
you taken cover. No, it's never too late.
No, now's the time.
That is the nice thing about going into, like a lot of
10
places
days.
you go into or you have to pre-order stuff. It's like, oh, you never know. Paris Jewelers, you walk in, you walk out.
Right
bada
there.
bada bing, bada boom. All right, that's what the boys would say.
Yeah, I can't say too much else.
That's yeah. Oh yeah, that's man. You kind of like,
But
yeah. I feel like it's out there, you know.
Oh, it's out there, baby.
Wyshynski's going to be by in about I don't know, like 8 minutes. I got beef coming. I got beef with somebody that we work with here in the office.
Okay, well, I think we can eliminate. I mean,
No, it's not you, Trev.
No.
Eric is not.
Can't be
you.
me.
It's one of it's one of the boys
So the Italian
or the Polish.
and the Polish kid.
Yeah, the Italian or the Polish kid. I got beef with one of those two guys. We'll get into that coming up.
Oh, boy.
Surprise! Try to guess what I got beef with. Go ahead. Try to guess who and try to guess what. 780-218-9999. We'll get into your cool bit hotline of the day. What are you expecting from the Oilers and the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight, folks? 780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat as well. I'm feeling close game tonight. I don't have a major lean one way or the other, but I'm feeling relatively close game.
Like
tonight.
goaltender duel close game or just
Is that what we could
low
be
event close game?
on this winning streak so far? Haven't really had crazy goaltending duo, with maybe the exception of Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Hellebuck had the shutout going until Nurse snuck one through him. Hellebuck had been excellent that night. Obviously, Skinner was fine at the other end. But yeah, maybe tonight's a battle between the pipes. Big Maple Sports Card says 7-3 Oilers blowout. Man, if they roll over the
That would be a statement.
did
we hear statement earlier in the show? Somebody said
basically
statement.
said,
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at this entire stretch and go,
Sure.
Statement.
But Blackhawks wasn't a statement, I guess you could argue, right? But certainly starting it off against Carolina with how they did, and then wrapping things up Tampa tonight and then Florida Saturday. Those three are statements. Albeit part of the grander streak and the homestand and everything else, but
bringing up the let's just go over these wins again. I mean, I probably have them on the top of my head, but let's just dive into this again. And what would we classify as a 5-0 win over Washington? When you hadn't won, you'd lost 3 in a row. Honestly,
you're taking this thing back.
Shutout. Yeah, no, I want to go through the whole run here.
American Thanksgiving. Hey, what a time.
5-0 win, November 24th.
So long
That's
ago.
where it all started.
Wow.
My kids were younger then. The Caps, 5-0. Statement dub. I mean, they lost 3 in a row. Shut out Washington team that was
Shut
like
'em up.
7-1.
Yeah.
Beat the Ducks 8-2. Statement win.
Sunday, we're kind of thinking,
Offense
okay,
is
well,
there,
you're coming
boom.
home. It's maybe a bit
Golden Jet, or the Golden Knights.
conference
You're up
leading.
4-2. Conference
Golden
leading at the time. They're the ones that killed you last year. Statement win. Winnipeg Jets playing that low event. Like, are they going
Hell
to?
of a
Others
goalie.
never win these games.
Hell of a goalie.
They never win these games. They go out and they win one of those games. Statement win. Go on a break. Come back. Ooh, have they lost it?
The break.
There's a break. Have they lost it?
Teams piling up wins and points.
Hurricanes. Statement win. Came out, pumped them early, held on for the win. Minnesota 4-3. Sometimes they have trouble with Minnesota.
It's business.
Statement
Took
win.
care of business.
New Jersey Devils. Probably not a statement win.
Good team.
Chicago Blackhawks, probably not a
That's
statement
not
win. But I'd say like 5 of these wins at least were statement wins. So, if they do that tonight against Tampa Bay, maybe
Another statement.
another, if it's a very impressive win like that, maybe, in fact, it is.
But even if it's not impressive and they get the win, a statement against a good team, or what we'd traditionally believe to be as a good team over the last couple of years, you get the win, much like the Minnesota thing. Something that gives you some trouble. They lost earlier in the year. You get the win tonight, any form or fashion. I think that's a good statement.
All right, let's get into your CoolBet hotline of the day. CoolBet.com. Hopefully you're riding with us yesterday on the Lock Shop Partner Parley, a little 3-gamer in the NHL, plus 675. Cha-ching! That was great. The line is actually moved up in the football game tonight. That sits at 34.5 right now, so expecting a real banger in that one tonight.
You were going in on the college hoops yesterday as well. Don't mean to throw you off, but in the Lock Shop, you guys had some hoops action, did you not?
Yeah, I did
Down
not.
south?
I did not follow
Did you?
along
No?
with that one. No, I did not. What's the status of Austin Eckler in this game? I mean, no Keenan Allen, no Justin Herbert.
No.
Austin Eckler to score a touchdown is plus 175 tonight. I know it's been a crazy, disappointing season, but plus 175 for an Austin Eckler touchdown, I feel like there's some pretty decent value there. And this is a guy that I've basically called the biggest draft bust in fantasy this year. But I'm kind of intrigued by that. I don't know if we would lock that in. It's a cool bet hotline of the day. We'll build an EST parlay for sure that will get out by the Lock Shop today at 11. Oilers on the money line, minus 165. Let's get into some of these player point props. Let's see here. What do we got? Evan Bouchard still kind of being disrespected in the point game. It's minus 172 now. Should probably be more like the minus 185-ish, 190 range. Zach Hyman and Nuge are both at minus 198. I just to go back to the bread and butter here. I mean, Connor McDavid over 1.5 points tonight is plus 107. This has been a minus number for the last few games, and he's been hitting it. Now you're going to get plus money on it. Roof Daddy.
Banana split, banana peel.
Happy.
Steinbeck.
Look at this. Look at that. Steinbeck. Let's do it. Connor McDavid, cool bet hotline of the day. Connor McDavid, over 1.5 points. It's still plus 107.
Rod Z.
Is he here? There he is.
College hoops, 2 for 1. San Fran lost outright. Eckler going to have a big game. So you heard it here
Rod's
first.
going to be back in the Lock Shop today, too. Two Lock Shop. Let's do 2 cool bet hotlines. I got to ride with Rod right now because he hit the Jets last night. Rod, legendary move. Austin Eckler touchdown. We'll do this little parlay tonight for the boys over at. So, official cool bet hotline of the day will be McDavid over 1.5 points at plus money, plus 107. You can get that at coolbet.com. We will parlay it with an Eckler touchdown tonight, and that should actually pay pretty well. Let me bring that bad boy up for you right now. That's going to be a decent number because they're both plus money situations. And you'll be able to find that in the exclusives page. I'll also throw an EST parlay up as well. But let's get to our update. We got Greg Wyshynski on the way, but let's get to an update for Park Mazda. Greg Wyshynski from ESPN on the other side when we return.
NHL action from last night. Penguins over the Habs 2-1 in a 12-round shootout. Devils over the Bruins 2-1 in overtime. Islanders 6-0-1 over their last 7. They clipped the Ducks 4-3. Nathan MacKinnon extending his point streak to 13 games in a 5-1 Avalanche win over the Sabres. And the Jets going down to L.A., defeating the Kings 5-2. The Kings have dropped 3 straight. Oilers' 6-game homestand continues tonight against Tampa. Edmonton looked to extend its win streak to 9. Tom Gazola has your Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 5:30 tonight right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. You can join me tonight for Oilers and Lightning as well as Chargers and Raiders at the Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. It is Thursday. It's $9.99. Smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special throughout the evening. A free squareboard and drink specials as well. Raptors over the Hawks 135-128 in NBA action. Those two clubs go at it again from Toronto tomorrow night. 7 games around the association this evening. Sports Update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, including dealer principal Mitch Lewicki. Mitch knows that being a businessman and a father means responsibility not just for your main family, but also the secret one in Norway nobody knows about.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button. Thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki in a tuxedo t-shirt because it says, like, he wants to be formal, but he's also here to party too.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
$7:33 with the AM Nasty. Thank you very much for being here today, whether you're listening at EdmontonSportsTalk.com on our own audio player over there, on the TuneIn radio app, or, of course, right here on YouTube as well. Thank you very much. You can text us anytime. Paris Jewelers inbox is 780-218-9999. I got beef coming up. We'll go there. I got beef with somebody that we work with. We'll roll into that. We'll there around 8:45.
I actually now have beef with someone we work with as well.
Is it me for not telling you who I got beef with?
No.
Oh. Is it me for another reason?
No.
Is it you too, Trev?
No.
I wonder if it's the same guy that I have beef with.
No.
A double beef.
It's not.
Oh, it's not. Okay. Oh, you don't even know who I have beef with.
You'll never guess.
Anyway, we'll get to that coming up. Right now, we got Greg Wyshynski from ESPN. From ESPN. For Metal Supermarkets, you can visit them at metalsupermarkets.com. West End, South Side here in Edmonton. Your convenience stores for metal, any metal, cut to size, ready, fast. Greg Wyshynski pops by. Wyshynski, how are you doing, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
Oh, we're doing fine, man. I want to give you a lot of credit. You stuck with this team through the thick and thin. We gave you 4 or 5 weeks of outs after you picked them to win the Stanley Cup, and you said, no, I've always been a huge supporter of Edmonton. We'll stick with them. And they've won 8 in a row, and part of that credit, I think, goes to you, Mr. Greg Wyshynski.
Well, I mean, yeah, and again, I liked it much better earlier. Now it's very hard to stay on this bandwagon with how many people are constantly jumping back onto it. The whole thing is very rickety. I feel like it might lose a wheel. I mean, look, not only because I knew it was a good team and not only because I could tell why they weren't succeeding and how those things could seriously turn around in a moment's notice, especially on the defensive front and also especially on the, at some point people will finish the chances Connor McDavid is creating front. But, I talked to a lot of people around the league when they were slumping, and the general consensus was of all the teams outside the playoffs looking in, that's the team could reel off 3 great weeks and get right back into it. Could go on a streak, like the streak that they had at the end of the regular season last year. So, the fact that they're doing it now isn't a surprise. This team does this. Hopefully they can sustain it, and hopefully, come March, we're not looking back at this part of the season and saying, well, they had to expend so much energy to climb out of the hole they created that they ran out of it. But yeah, they're rolling right now.
When you look at it, I mean, do you think we all just sort of said, well, they're going to get back just because of Connor McDavid? Or do you think people said, they're going to come back around because they still thought they were the really good team that we saw last year? Because I'm not going to blame people for just defaulting to the greatest player in the world leading a team back into the mix,
Well, yeah, I mean, like, Connor and Leon have dragged different versions of this team to the playoffs and to, winning playoff series and stuff. And, having that advantage is obviously going to give you some hope that they can make their way up the standings, especially when you started to see how the wild card race is playing out. I mean, the Pacific Division top three is real good, real solid. I don't know if it's going to change necessarily, but the wild card teams that were inhabiting those two spots were certainly ones that you knew the Oilers could eventually catch. But for me, the reason why I was hopeful about it, and this tracks back to when Woodcroft was fired, is they were playing all right. Like under the hood, the analytics told you that the Oilers were doing some good things. It just was being subverted by sub-replacement goaltending and by an offense that wasn't clicking because Connor wasn't Connor quite yet. So again, they've only gotten better since Knobloch got here, especially on the defensive front. And so, it was all there for them to kind of right, the ship, but it just took a while.
Where are we at on the Tampa Bay Lightning right now? As we get a look at them here tonight. They have 2 more games left on this homestand. Florida coming up, but Tampa tonight. I know it's kind of been an up and down year there for the Lightning. What should we expect from this group?
Well, they're starting to become the team I thought they'd be, which is a team that is top heavy with stars that on any given night can take over a game and win it for them, basically. Kucherov and Point and Hedman and Stamkos and players like that. And then the rest of the supporting cast isn't of a playoff quality necessarily, which is, I think, if you track back to the beginning of the season, when Julian Breezeball was talking about Steven Stamkos' contract and the idea of we might have to figure out something financially because we'll have other needs on this roster potentially after the season. I think even he knew that this roster wasn't necessarily up to snuff, and the atrophy of talent that they've had over the years, whether it's the Yanni Gord, Blake Coleman line, or Brian McDonough, or the list goes on and on. Kaloran last offseason. It's just a different mix. It's a different lineup, and it's not nearly as effective. So that's kind of where I thought they'd end up, and that's kind of where they are now. But the bizarre part of it, obviously, is they hung so tough when Vasilevsky was out of the lineup, and then he comes back and he's 4-4 with a sub 900 save percentage, and it's just kind of inexplicable that. It feels like they've gotten worse since they got the best goalie in the world back, which is not something that you'd normally expect.
Greg Wyshynski joining us from ESPN this morning, brought to you by Metals Supermarkets here on the Nielsen Show, Edmonton Sports Talk. Greg, just wanted your thoughts on the NHL. Friday, February 2 from Toronto, a brand new 12-player skills competition, $1 million winner-take-all prize. It is an obstacle course near the end, but it seems like an obstacle course to explain. Do you want to take us through all this, the skills competition, how it goes? Your thoughts on it, Greg, because I know you kind of like this fun stuff when it comes to the NHL. Connor McDavid lending his thoughts on this. Do you want to break down the skills competition and how you see this thing panning out, and who takes home the $1 million purse?
Well, it depends on who's in it. But yeah, my story on the All-Star skills thing, I think, is still on ESPN.com on the news stack, and I go into detail how Connor helped shape the event and his input on it and things like that. And I thought it was really cool that they worked with a guy that certainly understands, well, one, skill, and two, showmanship a little bit as far as trying to make something that's going to be memorable. I like it. I know there's been a lot of debate about the smaller field of players. People who are I want to see my guy in a hardest shot or whatever. Well, look, sorry, it's boring. It's not as exciting as watching 12 of the biggest stars in the league, mic'd up and talking trash. They tried to get kind of close to this when they did that event on the Vegas Strip and did some of those taped events where they had the guys all mic'd up and tried to get them talking trash and being a little bit more reality TV about it. And I thought it worked. I thought some of that stuff was really good. And now they're trying to capture it live, and we'll see what happens. My favorite thing about it, as we talked about on our podcast with Rob today, is the notion of in the shootout competition, the skaters will get to pick which goalies they want to shoot on. And like, that's awesome. I mean, imagine you're like the guy with the least amount of points at that point. You get the first pick of the goal you want to shoot on from the All-Star goalies. Like, you pick a rival, you pick your teammate, you pick your friend from junior. Like, there's a whole kind of inherent, almost wrestling kayfabe drama involved in like those selections. And I think that's Steve Mayer, the VP of content for the NHL, came up with this idea for picking the goalies. It's one of the best ones he's had. I think it's going to be maybe even the highlight of the night, just having skaters like point at a guy and be like, I'm going to shoot on you and score on you. Like, it's dope.
George in our chat, Greg, thinks maybe that's the next time we see Jack Campbell, perhaps, in some sort of role.
I want to pick Jack Campbell.
I pick you.
To be, my God. People just won't leave that guy alone. Oh, my goodness. Greg Wyshynski with us on the show this morning. Craig Berube fired. Was his seat the hottest in the league when they let him go? I know you recently looked at who else is on a very hot seat right now, but would you have put Berube high on that list a month ago?
I had this thing written earlier in the week. It's just published today, the coach's hot seat temperature check. And Berube's seat was scorching. He was one of the two guys in that scorching tier. So I had to take him out of there when he did get fired, leaving only DJ Smith of the Ottawa Senators on the hottest of hot seats in our ranking. They were bound to do something, the Blues. They had struggled in their last 6 or 7 games. The last 3 games before he was fired were ones in which, you know, they didn't play well against teams they probably should beat, in theory. At least Doug Armstrong believes so. But speaking of Armstrong, like, this is clearly, I think, a problem with construction over coaching. Look, the team isn't very good. It's amazing to think about the hard line that they took on Alex Pietrangelo to not give the guy a no-move clause, and yet they have around 6 or 7 no-trade clauses with guys, including most of their defense, which stinks. And the roster just isn't good. They've had too many character guys that do too many little things great, leave the organization, and haven't sufficiently replaced them. Berube, I think, did what he could with this roster, did what he could with players so supremely underperforming, like Jordan Kyrou shooting 5% right now, a power play that's last in the league. Someone had to take the fall because it's hard to make a trade right now, and certainly Doug Armstrong's not going to fire himself. So happy trails, Craig Berube. It won't be long before you get another job.
I was going to say, how long do you think he's out for?
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, hell, maybe Ottawa gets him today. Who knows?
Yeah.
The Ottawa situation is really interesting, by the way. Because in 2 cases, I think there's decisions that need to be made on general managers that are going to directly affect the employment of the coach. One is Columbus, obviously, where everyone in the league is anticipating Jarmo Kekalainen to get fired at some point, not only because of the Babcock debacle before the season, but because he said, hey, I'm going to be judged on the quality of the team on the ice this year, and the team stinks. And then the other one is Ottawa, where Steve Staios is allegedly going to pick a GM at some point. I still think there's like a 10% chance he pulls a Dick Cheney or a Kyle Dubas, and it's like, the GM is me. I found the right candidate. But I've been told by a lot of people that that's not going to be the case. So you have a GM that's yet to be hired, who obviously will fire DJ Smith. And then you also have an owner that is trying to give this team some sense of stability right now. And so I think those are the things that are kind of keeping DJ Smith in the job, because otherwise Ottawa's been a huge disappointment. There are discerning factors like the health of Thomas Chabot, the fact that Shane Pinto hasn't played a game yet because of the gambling thing. But certainly that team should be better than what it is. And I think in a different situation, DJ Smith would already be out of the job.
Greg, before I let you go, Winnipeg last night with a huge win. They were down 2-0 against the Los Angeles Kings, coming off a loss to San Jose just the night before. No Kyle Connor, and Gabe Vilardi against his old team has a night. 3 assists, scores a goal as well. And I just thought it could give us a chance to sort of reevaluate this trade, because right now Pierre-Luc Dubois is actually being outproduced by Iafallo. And, of course, Vilardi's just getting going 10 games. He's got 7 points after the big one last night. I mean, how much do we credit that trade and moving a guy who didn't want to be there out and bringing in significant pieces in actually sort of saving the Jets and getting a pretty decent group back on track in the offseason?
It's a tough one, because here's the thing. if Velarde can stay healthy, then this is going to end up being a really good trade. And so far, so good. Because he's young enough where he's going to be able to make an impact for several seasons for them. I still think that Dubois was such an asset that trying to get back some futures a little bit more than they got in a deal would have probably helped the Jets in the long term. They certainly made a trade that buoys the team and makes them relevant now, which is probably the best thing for Kevin Cheveldayoff versus something maybe more down the road. But they definitely got, a good haul of NHL talent back for Dubois. My issue with Dubois was always, that contract is big and long, and do we really even know what he is? There seems to be a lot of executives in this league that think they know what he should be, and maybe not necessarily what he is. And to date myself, and I don't think this is necessarily dating myself with the audience that listens to this show, but it kind of reminds me of like a Keith Primo. It kind of reminds me of like a Chris Gratton. It kind of reminds me of the kind of guys that have like a certain body type and a certain skill set. And you always will have GMs that are like, this is it. This is the guy. This is when Andrzej Kopitar hangs up the skates, this guy will ascend to the throne of our top line center. We've got to get him under contract for a long time. And then you take a second look, like a year later, and you're like, what have I done? So I've never really figured out Dubois. I've never really figured out what he's going to actualize as. It's all there, especially like the size and everything. But I mean, it could be one of those deals where they just bet on the wrong horse.
Greg, what's the new name of Virginia's hockey team going to be called?
It's not. They're not. They're the Capitals. This is the thing that people have to understand about this move. You can literally see DC from where the new arena is located. It's not.
Look, we're Western Canada. It's all foreign to us here.
I know. They're not moving to Dixie. They're not moving to Richmond. They're not moving. They're not. It's not like they're moving to Colonial Williamsburg. Like DC's right across the river from where this arena is going to be. I used to live there. I used to live in Alexandria. It's a really dope place. Like it's really cool to live there. It still very much feels like you're part of the district in some ways. But at the same time, like it's gonna really be a vibe change to not be in DC anymore. I think that you can't separate the feelings, the energy, the emotion of having that downtown arena during the Capitals' ascendance to being a cool team. I mean, it was Ovechkin. It was the Rock the Red thing. It was the Young Guns thing. But it was also having an arena in the middle of Washington, D.C., where people were flocking to bars, going out afterwards, and just having a really great time. And so maybe you can recreate that in your own sort of prefab, like arena district in Alexandria, Virginia. But they're definitely, both the Capitals and Wizards are definitely going to lose a certain cool factor not being in D.C. anymore. Again, if this is real. It's a non-binding agreement that they've made so far, and they're still in talking to people in DC. There's still this notion of like, could this be real? Like, could this be a negotiating ploy? And no one's for sure yet.
Wyshynski, as always, buddy, really appreciate it. What do you got coming up over at ESPN here in the next couple days?
Well, check out The Drop today. It's our podcast. You can get it wherever you get your podcast. It's also on YouTube. We have a really cool guest who did a documentary about NHL 94 and the making of that game. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. The making of that game, the behind the scenes, some really cool inside stories about how the game was made, and also, a bit of discussion about the GOAT status of that game and whether or not it is the best sports video game of all time. So do check that out. It's on the podcast platforms and also on YouTube.
Excellent, buddy. We'll catch up next week.
Anytime.
There you go. That's Greg Wyshynski from ESPN, brought to you by Metal Supermarkets. You can go on their website, metalsupermarkets.com. I'm on there right now. And it's funny because it just kind of blows my mind. It's like any other store where you go online to shop, except you're just buying pieces of metal. It's fun. You pop it up. It's like mild steel, aluminum, stainless steel, alloy steel, more metals, shop by shape.
They have a medal for that special someone in your family.
Yeah, exactly. If you have somebody on your Christmas list that just wants a randomly cut piece of metal, get it done at Metal Supermarkets, your convenience stores for metal. But if you click on aluminum, you can get angled aluminum, the 6061 or the 6063, bar grading, beam, channel, diamond grip. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds awesome. I want a piece of diamond grip metal. expanded sheet, flat bar. Oh, a good flat bar of aluminum. That sounds nice. A hexagon bar, perforated, pipe, plate, rec tube, round bar, round tube, safety grip, sheet, square bar, square tube, tread plate.
Collect them all. That's the challenge. Right?
I want somebody to collect a small piece.
Get the binder.
Of every single piece of metal here available at metal supermarkets. Oh, you can get brass, bronze, copper. Look at this. Wow. Yeah, it's amazing, man. I don't know why I'm always, I just.
You stay on there late at night, eh? You're kind of like.
Yeah, it's just like, what are you doing tonight, Dusty? Checking in on if the 4140 is available for alloy steel round bar.
I got the 4140.
Yeah, the 4140. Metalsupermarkets.com. Go visit them. West End, South Side, metalsupermarkets.com.
You can shop by
store
shape.
for metal. You can shop by shape too. Any metal, cut to size, ready fast. All right, let's get into it. I got beef for Acme Meats. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. What do we got? Teriyaki jerky.
Little guy here.
This guy's just been riding it out.
Give me a little slice of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. All right, so let's get. What do you got beef with? Hit us up 780-218-9999. I got beef. This is like 3-week-old show me. Whoa, it's a tough chew at this point.
We don't wrap it up too tightly in the fridge there, do we?
Well, I will say this though. Once you get into it, that is so damn tasty. So
teriyaki.
Just the teriyaki, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good stuff right there.
So, I mean, hey.
Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. What do you have beef with? First of all, 780-218-9999. What do you have beef with? Let us know. Nasty chat. Let us know. Tube Socks is in there. Late night drunk metal shopping.
Yeah. You wake up the next morning. You're like, oh, man.
What did I do last night? You look at your phone, you're like, oh, damn, I ordered $1,000 worth of randomly cut pieces of metal from metal supermarkets.
Ding dong. Oh, no.
That would be funny, actually. Actually buying drunk shopping on metal supermarket.
Where do you want it?
That's a really funny concept. All right. For all your meat needs, go see our guy, Corey the Butcher.
The guy.
Acme Meats. We actually have that giveaway. It's an experience where you get to go down, watch Corey go to work. They'll give you some meat and some pairings. It's like a butcher experience. I think it's for 6 people. All you have to do is text in and say, I want meat right now. 780-218-9999. Text in, I want meat, to get into the draw for the full experience with Corey from Acme Meats. You're going to love this. It'll be a great night. Cool, very unique sort of like date night thing.
Yeah.
Date afternoon thing or whatever.
He's an easygoing guy, good host. It'll be a nice
man.
night.
He's a good dude. This will be a really good time. You will very much like it. But get your meat. Get all your meat at Acme Meats. What do you have beef with? 780-218-9999. Or just text in, I want beef, and you go into the draw for that butcher experience. All right, Rick, you want to go first with your beef, or do you want me to go first?
Sure. Well, I said I had beef as well with somebody here. It's not you. It ain't you, Trev. It's not Matty Cutlets, and it's not Tommy G. It's myself. I have beef with myself.
He's got beef with himself.
I found yesterday, I stumbled into a Sobeys liquor, and I found Scott Laurie. Old Redbeard was there, and we were talking, and he goes, you know how you do, how's it going, and everything. I said, you know, Scott, you know, everybody's asking, you know, with the lack of snow, I'm not feeling the season. I'm feeling the season, and it's a busy season. And I said to Scott, you know, it's just busy. But then I think about it, and it's like, it's all good stuff. I'm coming in here, I'm eating beef jerky with you. Scott's going to be joining us tomorrow. We're going to be drinking some beers.
Yeah.
I mean, we have 2 back-to-back Christmas parties this weekend. I mean, it's busy, but it's good stuff. So as the human in me, I'm like, oh, you look at it all, and you're like, this Christmas season, boy, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's all fun. Why am I complaining? Why do we complain? And Scott made a good point. You zoom out, you look at the next, 2-3 weeks, I'm like, how am I going to, like you said this morning, you're like, we got to find some sleep to get some sleep. But it's all if you just take it day by day or minute by minute or hour by hour, it's just all fun stuff, step by step. But if you see it all as this giant 3-week to-do list and keeping people happy and balancing all these plates on sticks. So I'm mad at myself for seeing life through that lens as opposed to just the living in the moment, right? I'm here eating beef jerky with you right now. It's all that matters.
Yeah, that's not bad.
The presents will take care of it. Everything will take care of it.
Everything takes care of
going to
themselves.
fall into it. And just for everybody else, if you're dealing with that, it's all going to work out. It's all going to be fine.
It's as the saying goes, 'tis the season.
Yeah, but then the season comes and goes, and you find yourself after the season be like, hey, why didn't I stop and smell the flowers? Or stop and stand under the mistletoe for an extra second, right? Enjoy the moments.
You can only do it
Enjoy
at this
the
time
moments.
of year.
Don't see this all as this big to-do thing, and then it's done. You're like, oh, that was exhausting. And then you got January to suffer through and everything like that. Just enjoy. I'm enjoying. I'm going to try to enjoy the moments.
This text in and says, you need to not eat jerky while you talk. I might lose it.
It's the point of... We've got beef. We're eating the... I'm done.
All right. Okay, so here's my beef. And my beef is not with Trev. It's not with you, Eric. It's not with me. It's not with Maddie. My beef is with one handsome Tom Gazola. And here's
Knew it.
You knew it?
I knew it.
I don't know if you know what my beef is, though.
Was it from earlier in the week?
No.
Okay.
No, not that one.
No.
Not that one.
Oh, yeah, the list. We got a list.
We got a list of beefs with Tommy G. No. So my beef is we're doing an oil stream yesterday, and Tommy's got a second date with this girl. Second date, right? They had a first date like 10 days ago, and they had a second date yesterday. So it's 1 o'clock on date day, or 12:30 on date day. And I said, well, what are you doing tonight? Like, what's the big plan for the date? And he goes, I don't know. And it's like, I said, well, are you in charge of setting up the date? He goes, yeah, I kind of think that she thinks I'm sort of just planning the date. And I said, well, what's the date? And he's like, well, I don't know yet. Like, maybe we'll do this. The bug. Maybe we'll do this. I said, well, how, like, it's the second date. I got beef with Tommy not putting enough effort into these dates. And he's always going on dates. He's got dates all over the place. And maybe there would be more extended dates with certain women if he actually put effort into planning these dates. So I got beef with Tommy just being all laissez-faire. Is that the same with dates?
Laissez-faire.
Like, plan the date, schedule the date, execute the date. He's like, I don't know. I'll text her later and see what she's feeling. I'm like, step up, make the call, and plan a date.
I can't wait till he plans a date during the hangout.
Well, I mean, probably. It'll probably happen at some point.
Is this a self-sabotage? Do you get from Tommy? Like,
well,
we keep going around and going around, and
feel that.
Yeah.
Because like
he just doesn't know
it is a self-sabotage. I think deep down inside, Tommy doesn't want himself to have happiness.
Exactly.
So he's not planning these dates properly, and I'm like, dude, plan the date.
Maybe we all collectively need to start planning these things.
I thought maybe it was like one of these
nice.
things where it's like, oh, you know. But I said, well, is she expecting you to plan the date? And he's like, yeah, I think so. And I was just like, well, then plan the date. It starts in like 6 hours. Somebody texted in and said, Dusty, Tommy can't even get to work on time. How do you expect him to plan the date?
Well, if this is the same woman, he was talking to me too. Like, he's kind of like, yeah, I want to. This isn't just. I'm speaking too much now, but he wanted to kind of really grow into this thing, like not rush it too much. So you would think
still should plan.
But that's what I'm saying.
Date.
With that mindset, you would think you would have more of a plan then, if this is something you really wanted to take a little more seriously than other dates, shall we say?
That's it.
Right?
But mind you, the first date, I believe it was with this lady. The first date, he was late for. So the first date, I said to him, I said, were you late? He goes, well, she was already there. I said, yeah, but was she early and you got there on time, or were you late?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I was a little bit late. I was like, come on, man. First of all, first date, you got to be there on time. You should be there 10 minutes early.
Yeah.
And then when you're in charge of planning the second date, take the time and plan the date. Like, I would hope that if she was in charge of planning the second date, she probably would have had that thing planned 48 hours out. Tommy's sitting here. I feel like I reminded him of the date. Yeah.
Jonathan,
like, hey, Tommy, you got a date tonight.
Jonathan's taking the bait. He's going to up on a walk with her stammering. Look at this. Look at that. You know? Just kind of picking things out of the air.
You know what we need to do? We all need to date for Tommy. Like, we have to help him. Like, you have to pick out his outfit. Yeah. I have to do this.
You book the rezo. Like, you do the thing.
Yeah. And, you know, maybe we can have somebody stick around. You know, like, I think that would be huge. I think the four of us should be able to put our minds together and I'll be in charge of date planning, and you'll be in charge of helping him relax prior to the date.
Maybe even
Trev can talk
he
about
can wear
clothing.
a wire during the date, and we feed him like lines.
Well,
compliment her on her hair.
We can yes, yeah. What's
Nice.
that?
What?
What's that? Oh, nice hair,
Roger.
And we're all up in Maddie's 25th floor
fellatio
condo looking down because Tommy only probably dates in the ice district.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, Tommy, okay, might want to maybe a handhold situation here. Should I go for the hand? Dusty? Tommy, I say execute the handhold here.
The kiss to end of the night, and it's like NASA control. We're like,
yeah, we've done it, boys.
Crying and hugging.
We've done it. That would be. I think he needs help.
Or how about this? Here's an interesting theory. Tom goes on so many dates, he knows how to pull off a magical date with the snap of a finger. Maybe it's all old hat to him. It's like showing up late. This doesn't even faze him at this point.
I don't want to lay too much out there, but we had a meeting at the mall yesterday, me, Tommy, and Trev, and then after, I was going down. I was looking for some suit stuff for Spengler.
Where did you meet?
And Tommy was like, "I got to go buy new underwear."
Yeah, you go.
And I was like, "You're buying new underwear on the day of a date," which makes me think he's out of other underwear and he's rattled by this date, so he's going to buy new underwear date underwear. And I was just like, man, we got to get this guy together.
I just think the dates aside, it's just day planning. Maybe get the guy a day planner for Christmas. You buy your underwear on the off day, but not on the date day. Keep that clear.
Yeah, that would be good actually.
Got some HW texts flying in as well. So
I guess maybe it doesn't matter.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway, that's I got beef with Tommy not taking
the secret weapon.
My official beef is Tommy's not taking his dates seriously enough. That's my beef. Tommy, I took my wife to Glow Edmonton on Friday. Perfect setting and not that expensive. Wow. Thank me later. We're actually looking in to go hit up that Glow thing. That thing too.
Tommy spares no expense, though. I don't think he'll.
I don't know. I do like the idea of us co-dating for Tommy.
Oh, the team. I love the team.
The wire.
I love us all in a room. The wire. Yeah, the whole mission control.
We got his heart rate monitored. So we're like,
everything.
Hey, Tommy, you're going to need to calm down here, man. Heart levels are getting a little high.
But your sodium levels, you got to boost those up a bit.
Yeah. Tommy, we're going to get you to order something with salt here. Yeah. And my God.
And Taco says, maybe the answer, Tommy isn't looking for love. Maybe that's,
again,
this
goes
to
kind of feel
the
like
self-sabotage.
Tommy is looking for love.
Well, what is love?
Right.
Maybe here's the question. Yeah. Different definition.
Chat says, imagine this lady is watching right now. Well, he might not get the third date then, I guess, in that situation. Or she might be like, you know what? You guys need to help him.
We look forward to the date.
Maybe that's what it is. This text is in. It says, I got some beef with coworkers. In the past, I've organized a Christmas gathering outside of work hours and made sure to invite everyone, even though there were some I'd rather not. But being in the spirit of Christmas and to be jovial, I was an adult and professional and was inclusive. This year, I didn't take the lead and hadn't heard about anyone else doing it, only to find out recently that a couple of units are planning something.
So you've been the organizer, and now you didn't, and now they're all organizing without? Is that kind of what I'm understanding?
And he's not even in the loop, so he hasn't even got the invite.
And
I'd have beef with that. I'd probably quit.
Made sure to invite everyone, even though there were some I'd rather not. He's invited people, didn't want to invite, now he's not getting the invite. I'd have beef with that. I don't know.
I'd be a little worried about it. Definitely have some beef there. Surveyor Brett says, this is Kramer getting fed lines by Newman behind the bookshelf. Actually, I do like the idea of where he's not even wired and we're just like sitting around in the corner. He's sitting here staring at his date, and YouTube Trev has cue cards at the table over being like,
it was a bad night for episode 1 of the Donair layer here, as we're all in there eating Donairs and he's on a date and sweet sauce.
Oh, God, we love you, Tommy. We just want to help.
Find you love.
All right. Yeah, we should set up a contest. Win a date with Tommy Gazola right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Trev, what do you think?
I think that's a great idea.
All right.
Screw Taylor Swift tickets. Eh?
Yeah,
this
exactly.
will be the hottest ticket in town.
This is it. And look, if you're a dude, you can win and go to a hockey game with him.
Oh, sure, yeah. Date's a date. You know, it's a date. We've all gone on dates. Yeah, the mandate, right? Mandate.
Yeah, that's good. All right, we need that's I got beef for Acme Meats. You'll never have beef with Acme Meats. You'll get beef. I still got mine.
Oh,
I was talking too much. I couldn't really get into it. That looks like a nice piece there.
It's a nice.
I got like the long piece.
Should I?
I got like the cheese string piece.
Did I put this in my freezer and nibble on it? You never asked him about that one, did you? That kind of fell through the...
I can't bring myself to ask
You'd be
Matt
too-
Iwanek
yeah.
about the piece of northern chicken he's had in his freezer for years that he nibbles on once in a while like a psycho.
When he's feeling up for it. It's like the fine brandy on the top
You know
shelf.
what I think I'm going to have tonight? I'm going to treat myself.
I've earned it.
I'm going to treat myself to one cut-off piece of northern chicken from my frozen chicken I've had in the freezer for years. What are you talking about, man?
That's Matty Cutlets, baby.
God. All right. If you want to play kind of easy trivia right now, gift certificate to Mr. Mike's is up for grabs. Come and get it. Text in 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. And let us know that you want to play. Just tell YouTube Trav that you like to play kind of easy trivia. Today we got 3 questions too many coming up. Ian Rapoport is going to join us. He'll be by around 8:30. He's the best NFL insider in the business. He'll help us set up this Raiders and Chargers game, try to get an update on injuries and everything tonight. And then we'll take a look ahead to we might as well dive into the story of DeVito, eh? Like, is this taking...
It's Tommy Cut. Give me a shirt. I want one of those shirts.
This isn't full-blown Linsanity yet, though, right?
Well, how long?
Does it get there? Does it get there?
I think it's got the legs.
We can get into that a little
You're doing
bit, too.
tailgates and...
Who knows? Rapoport in 23 minutes. If you want to play kind of easy trivia, hit us up right now at 780-218-9999. Just text Travel. Let them know you want to play. Any questions for 3 questions too many, send them to the same number. Orange and Blue Breakfast on the way in about 30 as well. Let's get to a sports update for United Sports. Stop laughing at Tommy text.
This inbox is hilarious. Do I smell Pantene? Game day as the Edmonton Oilers' 6-game homestand continues tonight against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Edmonton looking to extend its win streak to 9 games. Tom Gazola, he'll have your Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins 5:30 tonight right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Last night, Penguins over the Habs 4-3 in a 12-round shootout. Devils besting the Bruins 2-1 in overtime. New York Islanders 6-0-1 over their last 7. They clipped the Ducks 4-3. Nathan McKinnon's point streak extended to 13 games in a 5-1 Avalanche win over the Sabres, and the Jets with a 5-2 win down in LA. The Kings have dropped 3 straight. You can join me tonight for Oilers and Lightning as well as Chargers and Raiders at the Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. $9.99 smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special, as well as a free square board with prizes. 7 games around the NBA tonight. The Raptors over the Hawks last night, 135-128. Those 2 teams go at it again tomorrow night from Toronto. Sports update brought to you by United Sport and Cycle. Christmas has arrived at United Sport and Cycle. Need something for an athlete or sports fan on your list? United has been your Santa's workshop for over 95 years.
I've got something under my skin, and the itch won't go away. It's my original sin, the poison that I crave. Come along for the ride, I'd make you feel better. Cut the rope that I tied, but then I broke my skin again. You got me fiending for that first high, feeling's not the same. You got me stealing, killing, I die just to feel you in my veins.
Nailed it. We'll talk to you later, boys.
Seamless. Actually, we'll talk to them next week on the Hangout.
Yeah, Hangout next Tuesday. Raimai, Unbreakable Lucas Holt from Whale and the Wolf on the Hangout with Tommy and Matt. What a huge week.
Maybe a little acoustic sesh from the boys, hey? They've been known to do that the
on,
odd time.
what?
They'll bring that drum that you sit on and...
Oh, that's cool. I would love to be sit-on drum guy. That's probably the most I can do. I can handle one drum.
It's a vibe.
I couldn't handle all these things. Like, that's nuts. All right, who's going to play kind of easy trivia today? Who do we got?
Today we have Bones.
Bones is going to play today.
Yep.
All right, needs to get 3 out of 5 correct. Get his hands on a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever.
Bones, the true bringer of garlic. The true garlic king.
He was the garlic king before Knobloch. Mr. Mike's in the Hampton Inn on the corner of 137th Ave, Mark Messier Trail. Sirloin Bites, number 7 on the 12 Days of Christmas to absolutely die for. Also out in Fort Sask as well. Bones, good morning, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing real well. I used to be a drummer too, by the way. So
did you really?
Like
full-blown drums or just the one drum that you sit on?
No, full blown. I didn't use all of them though. I just used the ones that were closest to me. So
you're one of those lazy drummers.
Very much so. Yeah.
All right, I'll start the ticker. I have to read the first question. You need 3 of 5, man. Good luck. Here we go. What sport does Giannis Antetokounmpo play?
Basketball.
Which city is home to the NBA's Bucks?
Milwaukee.
How many straight wins for the Oilers?
8.
Which organization has more cups, the Oilers or the Lightning?
Oh, Oilers.
What position does Austin Eckler play?
Water boy.
Pretty much this year.
No! No! Oh my God. Damn it, Shake, stop it!
They are going to remember that AM radio is a viable and modern source for news and entertainment. Totally. People don't listen to AM like they used to. Seems like it's more about FM and color TV. That's stupid. It sure is, Kevin.
I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
Just
I'm
so stoked.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Thursday morning club beats loop provided by Bones. Getting the job done. Former drummer. Did you ever drum even on the game, the Rock Band game?
No, can't do that stuff. I'm not
Couldn't do that either, man.
The drumming, brushing my teeth with my
no
left
rhythm.
hand is tough enough.
Yeah. I just can't do it. It's extremely frustrating.
It's on the pipes.
Yeah, well, you're a songbird.
Did you ever play
man.
guitar?
Nope.
No, not even a try. No, you know, an acoustic.
I don't look. I can't. It's weird because I'm somewhat ambidextrous.
Mm-hmm.
Like I write with my right hand. I throw a baseball with my right hand. I shoot a basketball with my left hand. I throw a football with my left hand. So it's like I can do things with both hands, but I can't do them the same time with both hands. Like I can't do it. I always sucked at Rock Band with just the guitar. Tried to do the drumming thing. It's just I'm not wired that way.
Well, you are a DJ as well, though. That's
well,
kind of
I mean,
where
it's a lot
the
different
talent.
when you just go like this.
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
You can definitely do that type of stuff, right? But I can't musically. Like when I played the trombone, you hold one hand here, and you do everything with the other hand,
below,
right? It's not. You can't do the two. I just can't do it.
You could probably play the bagpipes if you tried. Hey,
I come from an accordion family. So I'd probably be frowned upon being a bagpipe guy.
You've seen my dad, the Ron,
He's
on the
an accordion guy,
a
and
few
my
times.
mom's an accordion. So we have accordion in our blood, right?
Polka Kings.
There's a like Gus Polanski, Polka King of the Midwest. Trev, you come from?
I was just gonna say, stepdad's an accordion. Tried getting me on it.
No
For
way.
about a month. Yeah, how cool is that?
Hey, the accordion boys,
Yeah.
accordion boys. That's I get the whole crew together.
Yeah,
eh?
we could totally do
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I'll say the accordion to me never really sounds great.
Well, you got to know what you're doing. You can't.
Yeah.
It's.
My mom can play like 4 songs, probably more, but she always plays the same 4 together. It's like, it's got to the point now where she's old enough now that we always are just like, oh, let's get mom on the accordion.
Yeah,
This
here
will
it
be a
comes.
nice
Yeah,
thing. Right. So it used to be like a party trick when they were younger, but now it's just like, oh, here we go, accordion time. Like, this is so great. The grandkids love it. That type of thing. All right, Rapoport's coming up in about 15 minutes. Orange and Blue Breakfast. Oilers and the Tampa Bay Lightning, your red-hot Edmonton Oilers, looking to tie a franchise record tonight with 9 wins. Of course, if they win 10 on Monday's show, YouTube Trev will remove one of the balls from the box pounder.
Yeah.
That's locked in.
He made the deal.
That's locked in.
As many of you were during that losing
you can't
skid
do
there.
it. You can't back out of that one now. Let's get into 3 questions too many for Park Mazda. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment today?
I do. 3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where Mitch Lewicki is thrilled to be one of the people selecting the World Junior roster. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. More of a Brad Richards consultant role, I guess you could say. He doesn't leave Edmonton, but, they pick up the phone. They say, hey, Mitch, what do you think about this 17-year-old or 18-year-old? And he gives them his thoughts, and they go on with it. So, a brilliant mind, not only in the car dealership world, but also in the junior hockey realm.
Danny Briere had that role on the Spangler, I think, last year.
Yeah.
Never really did anything, but was like an advisor
Yeah.
and like put a few phone calls in, sort of thing.
I think Mark Masters will have a sit down with Mitch on TSN.ca. It'll be like a half-hour type of thing. His brilliance. How can you help lead the nation, Mitch?
Do we have a Twitter account? Do you have a Twitter account? Who's got a Twitter account?
YouTube Trev has one that's
Yeah,
always
Trev,
tough
what's
to
your- what's
find.
your-
Barely.
Barely?
Yeah, YouTube_Trev.
And it's tough to find?
Yeah.
There's always that-
It's never
capital
Twitter.
Y, capital T, all small letters?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah. So capital Y and then OU, capital T. I don't know if that matters, and then _Trev.
Trev,
but-
capital T?
Yeah, Trev is capital.
Okay, so,
Yeah,
all,
it's
so
T,
the
just the
YTT
T.
caps.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always Trev_YouTube that shows up.
Yeah,
Your arch
it
nemesis.
just doesn't populate. I don't know. I think it's because I very seldom use Twitter, and I'm just
Yeah, you're just kinda getting started
like a
on it.
month into it. I think
Yeah.
I've tweeted 2 things.
Well,
3
go
things.
give YouTube Trev a follow at YouTube_Trev, capital Y, capital T, capital T.
if you can find it.
If you can find
Retweeting
it,
your
yeah.
airplane video from the 5th.
Oh yeah. That
Sick
was
views
cool.
from tonight. #YEG.
Yeah.
Hashtag YEG. Always
that was
nice to
sweet.
throw that hashtag YEG in there. You can also follow us on Twitter at Yank Sports Talk on Twitter as well. Give us a follow over on that one. Hit us up in the nasty chat or on the text line. Sound of the day, text of the day, all still to come. Ian Rapoport coming up as well. Let's get into 3 questions here. Question number 1. If you guys were to compare Tommy Gazola's EST draft abilities to a former Oilers GM, which one is it?
Chiarelli.
I was thinking Chiarelli too, because
Yeah.
I think Chiarelli, like Tambellini did nothing.
Well,
Really. Right, that was the thing.
So that's a good.
No, but see, like, and we talk about this next December 20th is going to be a glorious day here at Edmonton Sports. I'm even thinking about asking Scott to move Beer of the Week to that day because that's our last show before Christmas.
20th? I mentioned it to him
Did you?
yesterday.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
The
same
wheels are
wavelengths
in
here.
motion.
We're thinking
Yeah.
like, because I wouldn't mind having a couple bevies before sliding in to do that draft. The new commish, Quinn Phillips, long live the Quinn. She'll be in that day. She's thinking about wearing a full suit, which I would absolutely love.
We'll dress for the part, hey?
Matthew Awanek, a disgraced commissioner, hosting pre and post. Amazing. And then, of course, there's Tommy Gazola. And I think Chiarelli's probably the right answer. Some of you can chime in if you want, because I always I guess they all kind of think every move they're making is good. But I think like Chiarelli was just like, oh yeah, like Tommy Gazola would have definitely pulled the trigger on the Reinhardt deal. You know what I mean? Like,
My pick is Keith Gretzky, actually. January 23 to May 7. And if you're looking at like timelines-wise, he's probably going to lose this draft
Very
as well
brief,
and be
yeah.
out of it. So you're looking at like a 4-monther, and they line up pretty well. Interim
I think
drafter.
Chiarelli interesting with the just an interim, because if you get less than 10% now, you're out. You're relegated. So you got to kind of step up on that one. Box Pounder says my lawyer wants to see the transcripts in the chat room. Where did he claim? Was that at?
He said it to me at Centric Casino
in
Sports Bar
person.
and Lounge at Centric Casino Fort Road, where you can join me tonight for Raiders and Chargers as well as Oilers and Lightning. But that's where all the stuff is said. You go to the casino, the lights are bright, people are winning money, and you feel like you're gonna profess some sort of big bet here.
You know what else is at casinos? Cameras everywhere.
Yeah, YouTube Chef knows
Box
this.
Pounder. We could get the tapes. Man.
I remember when you
Sorry,
told
sir.
me. I remember where you were standing, and then you chuckled afterwards. I could zoom in on the second you said it. Oh, wow! And it was a nervous laugh.
keep receipts.
A confident yet nervous laugh, but
Yeah.
here we are.
Question number 2.
We keep receipts.
What's the biggest NBA story yesterday? Draymond getting suspended indefinitely, or Giannis dropping 64? And then the drama, I guess, after
the Millet and Milwaukee, or whatever you want to call it here, right? That's the story. The game ball.
Yeah.
He dropped 64. The other guy whose name I can't pronounce, he got a point, right? His first NBA point, and the
But
ball
it
goes-
wasn't even. He had a point in the final of the in-season tournament
So
game.
so you're giving the ball to that guy instead of the guy who scored 64 in Milwaukee. I don't know. The Draymond Green thing isn't surprising. Like I don't know what the question was.
No, but they're basically saying he has to go to counseling before he's allowed back.
Well, I don't know. He's not playing basketball anymore.
He's a nut
Like
job.
he might again, but he's not actually doing it. I like the Milwaukee thing. I mean, you got Therese Halliburton, you got the Pacers, the high-flying Pacers, you got the dominant Bucks. 60. I mean, that's where you go. The Draymond Green thing. I mean, the Golden State Warriors now are just it's kind of
This was kind of just always Steph's kicking chairs and stuff. I see a lot of people joking that
The Empire's
Steph's
falling.
requesting a trade to the Lakers. Don't even need him when you got Austin Reeves. Just kidding. I'd take him. But yeah, I guess the most surprising thing coming out of it would be this battle for the game ball and Giannis like barreling back towards the room.
He
like
sprinted down the
tunnel. That's a big dude. That's a big dude. Dropped 64. By the way, 32 free throws in that game. 32 free throws.
For a guy that seems always so level-headed when he speaks and like kind of, very thought out and to just go off on the ball and just to snap like that was really kind of out of character for what we've seen from him.
I think it's a loser's mentality because then you're believing that you're not going to get 65 points in a game. Who cares about the game ball from 64?
Keep the damn ball. Yeah.
And he was fired up after because they said eventually he got a ball. And he said, I got a ball, but I don't think it's the game ball. He goes, I had 64 points tonight. I know what the game ball feels like. This feels like a new ball. So he was not happy that they basically were like, here, Giannis, take this ball. It's the game ball. He's like, this is not the game ball. This is a new ball.
That's even worse.
That's the type of drama we're getting last night out of the association. Like Draymond suspended indefinitely. Giannis dropped 64, and we're talking about a battle for a game ball after the game where the Pacers are saying, we want for this guy for his first points. When he did have a point in the in-season tournament final, however, the in-season tournament final does not actually get recorded for points. So like it's this gray area. I mean, either way, I had the Bucks and the Islanders in regulation on a parlay last night. So I was laughing through the whole thing. But I just don't know how. On top of it all, I'm sitting here going, I don't know how Giannis gets to the line 32 times. He played 37 minutes. He was basically shooting a free throw every single minute he was in the game. And of course, as many of you expect, I'm going to spin this around for a LeBron take here quickly because LeBron attacks the rim at a level among the league's elite. Okay? And everybody else goes, LeBron gets all these whistles. He doesn't. He's got the worst whistle in the history of the NBA. This dude gets no calls. Everybody was like, Jordan again. Go watch videos. We got videos of Jordan getting tons of calls. I'll retweet one right now if you want. Since March 24th, 2017, these are the number of games with more than 15 free throw attempts. Tatum's done it 7 times. Luka's done it 13 times. Dame's done it 18 times. Harden's done it 47 times. More than 15 free throw attempts in a game. Embiid's done it 42 times. Giannis has done it 58 times. You know how many times since March 24, 2017, LeBron James has more than 15 free throws in a game, despite attacking the rim the entire bloody time? 0 times. Not once in the last 6 years has LeBron got to the line more than 15 times. Don't tell me he gets the whistle. It's ridiculous. Absolute garbage. He's fouled every single time he gets to the hoop. They don't make the call. Suspend me. Suspend me indefinitely.
You are Giannis running down the tunnel right now. That's the same.
That's me.
And we're holding the shirt.
When I saw that, I was like, everybody says he gets a whistle. It's ridiculous. There's no whistle.
Elbow the Pacers GM in the ribs as well, hey? There's a lot of... that video is over a ball, hey? Yeah.
All right, let's get to question number 3, which is not going to be a question. It's going to be a confession that just came to my phone from somebody of significance. And he goes, if you need a random confession, I listened to Glee. Actually, let's see if you can guess who this is. It's not necessarily one of our ES tiers, but he's an AM Nasty, and he's been in here once. If you need a random confession, I listen to Glee soundtracks in my truck and sing my heart out.
Truck.
Yeah. Try to guess who that text just came from. And that'll be question number 3. That's us asking you who just sent me that text.
Truck.
I listen to the Glee soundtrack in my truck and sing my heart out. This is like me with this Christmas music recently.
Warren Fogle.
No, not Warren Fogle. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jason Strudwick. Jason Strudwick drives around in his truck singing the Glee soundtrack at the top of his lungs, which, Struddy, with respect,
songbird as well.
With respect to you, this doesn't surprise me. I'm kind of like, oh yeah, par for the course. Of course he does.
I didn't know he had a truck.
Oh, truck guys respect.
No,
truck
I
guys.
get
Like
it. It's you guys have your text group.
It's a sense that you
truck
have.
text group.
Like I can sense that he has a truck because I have a truck. I didn't have that sense before.
No, well, you
I
wouldn't get a
haven't
text
now,
like this before.
obviously.
Now you
That's
guys are
how it is.
brothers in arms.
I like driving my truck even. There's another confession if you want today. I like driving my truck even like small. Like Tam came home last night and the truck was parked in the driveway, and we've got a RAV4. We got a Seller RAV4, so it's just sitting there right now. So I had to move the truck so she could pull her vehicle into the garage. And usually, like with my old vehicle, I've been like, "Oh, you just move it." But I was like, "No, I'll go out and drive
fire
the
it
truck
up, yeah.
for 2.5 minutes, no problem. Get out there, get in my truck clothes.
You go around the
truck,
cul-de-sac
yeah.
like you do the driving around the block. Yeah.
Do you
Very
need me to
unnecessary.
Need me to go pick up anything in Leduc?
Yeah.
Take a quick rip down there in the truck.
Roll a little coal.
You know? Anyway, Strutty, we appreciate the confession. And you know what? Sing, what's the saying? Dance like nobody's watching. Sing like nobody's listening. And if it's at a high pitch, I won't hear you anyway. As we revealed earlier
Pretty
today,
much, yeah.
I'm probably
You're going
partially
deaf.
deaf.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't hear your whole life, right?
Jasmine says, "Go Dusty." She'll appreciate
Well,
that. Little rant.
Jasmine gets it.
Yeah, she gets it.
Jasmine gets it. She knows the association. She gets it. How does a guy whose entire game is at the rim not get to the free throw line? Come on now. Is that that's Matty Iwanek?
It's got to be.
Mr. Lean.
It's got to be. There he is. Matty Cutlets in the house.
We got to quickly talk about this one more time.
LeBron?
No, the chicken thing with Matty.
That's not real. Is that actually real?
That's what I was going to ask again, Trev. Rick, do you make this up? Because
I didn't make. No,
I don't know if anybody's ever done that before. You know, like, have you ever heard? You always, like, oh, you do that? Oh, I got one buddy who does that. Like, I don't have a buddy. I mean, outside of Matty, I guess.
You do now.
But I do now, but I don't have another buddy who would save a chicken tender in his fridge for years and just go treat himself to a small piece of it every once in a while.
Just a slice when you've earned it. It's like having that after-day drink, you kind of, oh, what a day. You're loosening the tie, you throw down the briefcase.
It's like when we hit like 1 million YouTube views.
That's two pieces.
Matty will get home
It's
that
a two-piece
day and
night.
go, well, 2-piece night.
It's a Friday, yeah.
So then you heat it up again or just eat it cold?
I don't know. Maybe put it in a pan and fry it with a little butter.
I don't know. What's the strangest thing that one of your friends has done? 780-218-9999. I'm trying to think what strange things I would.
I mean, you could write a book on Boom. You could do Boom. You could have a whole right, like
I'll hide Pop-Tarts randomly around the house, just so my wife doesn't know. Like, I'll have them in the basement. I'll sneak in.
Sure.
But this is right up there with one of the strangest things. You said for years now, this one tender.
I don't know if you want to
must be
question
like
it now.
a
We just
I don't
want
want
to be very
too
normal.
early.
You leave this thing.
Can't bring that up now. That's like a post hangout thing. Yeah. Or should we brought up on the hangout maybe?
Yeah, Dan Grummett, if you're listening.
Is Dan in today?
I do believe so. Dan Grummett today, Matty? No.
Nope. Who's in on the hangout today? Jasmine's in
coming
today.
in. Yeah, Jasmine.
Jasmine
okay,
Engager.
perfect.
Perfect. When's Dan Grummett in? Tomorrow. We were just one day off. That's not the end of the world. All right. So, I got to get Jasmine talking some association here then. Yeah, Jasmine won one of our contests, and she'll be in on the hangout today. Should be great.
You know what to ask for Matty.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah, tell
one.
Jasmine to bring up the chicken tender thing. Gager, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Please bring up Matty's celebratory chicken tender.
Catch him under the lights. He won't be able to escape the question, right? Don't let him leave the room until we get to the bottom of this.
780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat as well. The Apprentice is in. This is a great idea, Apprentice. Ah, man, we have to talk with our partners over there at the Hive. I don't even know if this would be possible. But guys, I just had an idea. Conch keychains. Matt, you think you've been our merch guy? You think we can pull that off? A keychain that's just a little conch with like an EST on it?
Battery powered.
You're treating it like an automatic
Press
starter.
with the sound.
Yeah. No, that's good.
You're all ready? Okay, sounds good.
The nasty chat is going to be crazy the day the bodies are found at Maddie's. That'll be a huge "I told you so" moment.
He's too smart to keep him there.
Too
smart to keep him there.
All right, Ian Rapoport. He's good to go. He had a concert this morning. I had concerts Monday and Tuesday night. I wonder if his was as strict as ours. Let's find out. Let's bring in Rap Sheet. You can find him on Twitter at Rap Sheet. NFL Insider. Ian Rapoport joins us this morning. Rap Sheet, good morning, man. How you doing?
What's going on, and how strict was your concert?
Well,
what are we talking?
So our concert, they've done it in the church the last few years. This year the church was booked, so we did it in the school gym, and each family only got 2 tickets. So we have 2 kids, so we had to leave one of our kids at home for the first night, go watch the other kid's concert. And when we were going in, my plan was to forge a 3rd ticket, but then when we were walking up, they were checking names off the list for kids, and you had to have the ticket with the kid's name on it. So basically, I guess we're strict enough that the entire family couldn't come and watch their brother or sister at this concert. So pretty strict, I guess.
Ours are similarly strict only because of size, but they do it when the kids are already in school, so there's no second sibling issue. So there are 2 tickets, but there's 2 of us, and the other child is already in school, so we're good.
Which is reasonable. Right, I think that's the way it should go. Do it during the school. What was the song this year? What'd your kids sing?
Oh, there was a lot of Winter Wonderland and
good one.
Some reindeer stuff, some Hanukkah stuff.
Some reindeer stuff.
There was a lot of all the classics.
Ian Rapoport with us. We got a good a Joy to the World in ours. That was a big one at the end. It was amazing. Yeah, you got to knock that one out of the park. All right, what's the injury status update here for Thursday night football? Rap Sheet. What are we expecting tonight? Who's not going to be out there?
First of all, Keenan Allen is not going to be out there. The star receiver for the Chargers. He's been dealing with I believe it's a heel injury for Keenan Allen. And, I think for the Chargers, it's probably gotten about as tough as it's been. I think that's fair to say. Everything has probably gone wrong that could potentially go wrong. So here's another thing. Star receiver Keenan Allen, he is not going to play. That's obviously a big one. Devontae Adams is expected to go. He was dealing with an illness late in the week, I believe, on Wednesday, but he should be fine. Max Crosby dealing with a knee injury. He's been dealing with that the last couple of weeks. He also will be fine. But then I think it's fair to say Josh Jacobs' status is, for sure in some doubt today. He's got a quad injury, and, if it's something that's going to limit him going forward or if he's at risk of further injury, he's not going to play. So, I think that was the one where I probably had the most kind of caution, I would say. So, there is obviously a chance we don't see Josh Jacobs. The other guys should go.
Ian Rapoport with us on the show this morning. You mentioned a lot of things have gone wrong for the Chargers this year, and it's led to a very frustrating season.
Basically everything.
Yeah, exactly. So, does this still lead to significant changes at the end of the season, or you look at it and go, man, everything went wrong for us this year. Eckler was hurt early. Herbert goes out. Allen's not playing. Is it a, I don't want to say a free pass year for the Chargers here, but does there have to be some change?
I do not get the sense it's the kind of thing where people say all right, it all went bad and it was random, and because it was random, everyone's fine. I do not get that sense. I get more of a sense that it'll be like a real evaluation. I don't know which way it's going to go. I'm certainly not saying that anything's been decided about Brandon Staley's status. But, I think it's fair to say they're going to take a look at it and just make sure that he is, the best guy for the Chargers going forward. And it's, this year has been bad, but it's not just this year. Of course, it was, last year and the way it ended in the playoffs. And it's been rough. And they have a talented team, and it's awesome to have a talented team and a great quarterback and all that. But the other side of it is people are going to want very, very good results. And, to be honest, those have not come.
Ian, injuries across the league this year, specifically to that quarterback position. Some great stories emerging, some lesser than that we'd be quick to forget. But what's the tape on Easton Stick, and how tough will he be for the Raiders to handle tonight?
Easton Stick has not played a lot of football in the NFL. He is, someone who I know they like as sort of he was a developmental player. Then he was good enough to be their backup, made some decent money, making about $2 million. Pretty athletic, pretty smart. Seems to be the kind of guy who at least fits the mold of a good backup in the NFL. We don't know what that's going to look like or how he's going to be, but he seems to be someone who would be a good backup. So, I don't know. I mean, the reality is the offense wasn't really functional even with Justin Herbert, who was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know that it's going to be better with Easton Stick, but maybe new eyeballs make it go properly. I don't know. But it's, this offense had not been in a fantastic state even before this. I think that's fair.
Ian Rapoport with us on the show. Now, there's a chance here for a good story to be had. We've seen that with some of these other quarterbacks. We've been having a lot of fun this week with Tommy DeVito and his agent, and the kid from New Jersey gets a chance to step up and shine with the Giants. What's that story been like from those around the league talking about the kid?
I mean, this is Tommy DeVito's world, man. I mean, I think we are just enjoying the spoils of whatever Tommy DeVito believes that we should enjoy. I mean, that's what it's been like. And it's, it is very cool. I cannot deny that. It has been something I was for sure not expecting. I know the agent, known him for a long time. He does not have a lot of big time players. And, I think they're all along for the ride, and they should be, because when you get your moment, and not everybody has their moment, right? Like this, most players sort of exist in anonymity and then they retire and then that's their career. This is not that for Tommy DeVito. He is most certainly not anonymous. So he's having his moment and he's soaking it up, and I think it is exceptionally cool that all this is happening. I mean, he is a, third stringer. When he had to stand up and announce who he was at training camp, he said, you got to give your name, your school, and your signing bonus. He said, Tommy DeVito, Illinois, 10 bands, which is like $10,000.
Yeah.
But, you sort of lean into the very Italian, very mob way of describing it. It's the kind of thing that I think teammates really took to. They really like him, and it has been very, very, very cool to watch.
What's fallout been like this week around the league after the drama from the Chiefs and Bills game last week to end it?
It was a little different than I anticipated, just being totally honest, because, whenever there's a missed call, whenever there's a bad officiating circumstance, you get the explanation, you get the uproar, and, there's a lot. This week, the call was right. You could say whatever you want about Darius Toney and, did he look at the he was wrong. He was clearly wrong. He was offside. And if you're offside, there's always a chance that the officials will say that you're offside. Then it's like, if you're someone who speeds a lot and you get caught for going, 47 and a 40, you could be like, that's not that fast. Come on, guys. But you're also speeding, so don't speed. So I think Roger Goodell coming out publicly and basically supporting the refs and saying, why are we talking about this with a correct call? He's right. I'm sure everyone hates it, but he's right. And I think that, to me, probably stands out as much as anything this week, that, with all the, hoopla and everything, it's basically officials being correct.
Are you in the category, I guess, with a lot of people that the MVP race is down to Dak and Purdy, or is it still more wide open for you?
Well, I mean, I don't really like or understand why people have to do this kind of throughout the season, because, as long as we've done this, we can talk about all the different things, but something is going to happen in the final 4 weeks that jumps out to us and says, this guy is more valuable to his team than anyone else. The Baltimore Ravens are awesome, and Lamar Jackson is for sure awesome.
Yeah.
Are we sure that he doesn't have a chance? They might be the number one seed, right? And it's like, because he's not the Cowboys and he sort of doesn't have that media hype train, not enough people have been talking to him. I mean, I'm not really sure why, right? That's just sort of, I don't know why. People just haven't. Jalen Hurts, I mean, his team lost last week, but that means that, he's not good enough either. So I don't know. I'm still trying to come to grips with, how the public sort of shapes this, which is why I think for me, these awards have always been a little bit of a frustration, because it's more public shaped than anything else. But, I would say at least to me, there's 4 people in it. The 2 you mentioned are in it. But, I think Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts would probably like a word as well.
Excellent. As always, man, we really appreciate it. You enjoy the week, and we'll catch up next Thursday.
Okay, look forward to it. Take care, guys.
There you go. That's Ian and Rapoport. 2 things from there. There's some reindeer stuff I love that line.
And he was cracking packs during
he was cracking packs, obviously. I mean, he's going after that Tom Brady, the Tom Brady
Number
12 of 50.
12.
He's looking for that 12 of 50 Tom Brady. It's got the $100,000 bounty on it right now. And then I also, when he said, I've known Tommy DeVito's agent for a long time. He doesn't have a lot of big guys.
You can tell Ian was going through this trying to make it sound as generous as possible. But
he doesn't have a lot of big guys. You think, really? I mean, this is...
Was it 10 bands as well?
10 bands.
10 bands.
I would love to be able to be two things. One, have enough money to use a term like 10 bands.
Yeah.
And be cool enough to use a term like 10 bands. Like if I ever got my hands on a stack of money, I would be like, oh, this is $10,000. I wouldn't be like, this is a fat stack.
Yeah.
Or this is 10 bands, or what they call it, a honey bun. What's that, 100K or whatever? I think it's something like along those lines, something like that. Anyway, I wish I could be cool enough to use and rich enough to use cool money.
You're just dealing in sirloin bites. That's kind of where we're at in the on the pay scale. Hey,
I want to be there like in Rounders when he says he wants 3 stacks of high society. Oh, are you kidding me? I can't even afford a quarter stack of one high society. God, cool money terms they blow me away.
Maddie's probably got one for living on the 25th.
Oh, for sure.
You talk different way up there.
If anybody's got a safe in the ground with fat stacks in it and other various foods he's saving for special occasions, it's Maddie Iwanek for sure.
It's good to have a character, though. With all these quarterbacks that are just kind of...
Like the Giants season, and mind you, as Huss pointed out on the Lock Shop on Monday or Tuesday, as bad as the Giants are, they're not far out of a playoff spot right now.
Well, that's the league this year,
It's been a disastrous season. But this level of mediocrity in the National Football League has actually led to some pretty good races down the stretch just among garbage teams.
Chalk it up to injuries or whatever you want, but there are the definite halves and then the rest. And when you have this many teams, this many divisions, it can lead to fun races with wild card teams stacked at 7 and 6. It's just when you have a 4-team division and they're all around 500, it seemed as lesser than. And combine the divisions and what are we doing here, right? But it should be interesting to see who doesn't want these positions enough.
Well, that's kind of what that's
it seems like nobody wants to. Right? We got to get the wild card. Damn it, anyways. So finish this thing off. Steelers can't be making a wild card here. That can't be a thing.
I mean, they've been lurking out. The Browns should have fallen off a long time ago.
Especially with their injuries.
But now they got Flacco.
Right?
The Browns season is being saved by Joe Flacco in 2023, and they could possibly get into the playoffs.
And then for the teams like the Saints and stuff, I mean, you're not even, now you've kind of, 6 and 7. Okay? They're not even going to win that paltry division probably, but you're still far off from it. It's that purgatory zone in a year where you can lose and lose really, really well. The Bears, 5 and 8. I know Carolina's taking the cake right now, and then they're running away with things, but man, if you ain't whizzing, lose. Lose. 6 and 7.
Mike Boston says, great to see you two on here. I was wondering what you might be doing after the TSN debacle. Great to see you. Hey, Mike, great to see you too, man. Stick around every single day. Live content from 6 to 1 every single day here on Edmonton Sports Talk. And, of course, you can listen 24/7 on TuneIn and EdmontonSportsTalk.com. All right, let's get into your orange and blue breakfast here. Edmonton Oilers looking to tie the franchise record for 9. And let's have a little dose of the truth serum here, boys. When this team was 5-12-1 or whatever it was, 2-9-1, when in the darkest of times with this club, Trev, I'll start with you. Did you actually think we'd be talking about a team that was on the verge of tying a franchise record for wins 3.5 weeks later?
Not at all. No. I expected them to, start playing some competitive hockey, but to come out like this is crazy. It's a complete surprise, complete turnaround, whole 180. But I'm here for it. It's definitely nice. It's nice to tune in and to actually watch decent hockey.
They made themselves relevant again in 3 weeks.
New coach bump.
That's awesome. That's what's happened here.
New coach bump. They did it to end the season, and so you're thinking we didn't sit here and bet parts of our anatomy that they would do this.
No.
But you've seen it happen before, so you're like, well, it could happen again. I don't think anybody maybe predicted prior to Christmas, and you mentioned the Washington game. I mean, that seems so far away.
Ages ago.
Like this season already, we haven't even hit Christmas, and it seems like it's been 2 seasons. So I don't think anybody maybe saw this coming, but with this team, everybody did say, like, well, they can.
Yeah.
It could happen, like a light switch, because you've seen it before. But
even the hardos who are like, don't you jump back on this bandwagon when you bailed on this team, even those guys weren't like, oh, they're going to win 9 in a row. You know,
well, going after that record and getting close to a 10, maybe in the new year, but.
Orange and Blue Breakfast brought to you by Mobile One and Blue Water Lubricants. The Oilers and Mobile One. One oil, many champions. They are the lubriest in the business. Make it run with Mobile One. And it'll be smooth, too. All right, let's get into your projected lineups here. The Oilers obviously mixing a few things up yesterday. Vander Kane did not skate yesterday. You're not touching McDavid, Hyman, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins right now because, wait for it, that's the best line in the National Hockey League. McDavid, Hyman, and Nuge have been clicking at an insane level. They started last game with Draisaitl between Brown and Kane. It did not necessarily end that way. Yesterday, it was Matthias Janmark, Leon Draisaitl, and Foegele together. So we'll see if they decide to roll that out. Now, Woodcroft back in the day would sometimes mix it up for a day in practice, and everybody who covers the team down there at the rink would get pissed because the very next game would go back to the regular lines. So we'll see what happens on that front. But as of yesterday, Draisaitl, Foegele, and Matthias Janmark together as a unit. But with Kane out there, the rest of it's a little bit murky right now. So we'll see how the bottom 6 shapes out if Draisaitl is in fact with Foegele and Matthias Janmark. I will be building an EST parlay for later today. We will have that on the lock shop. We'll lay that bad boy out for you. On the back end, you're not touching this. Nurse, Ceci, Ekholm, Bouchard, Kulak, and Desharnais, and this would be a Stuart Skinner night between the pipes. As for the Tampa Bay Lightning, as we like to say, these aren't your grandpa's Tampa Bay Lightning. Your grandpa's Tampa Bay Lightning were doing sketchy things with the cap and winning Stanley Cups. This is a team that's lost some pieces along the way. Braden Point with the Cooch and Barry Boulay. Sorelli with Hagel and Sir Tanner Jeanette. Nick Paul, Steven Stamkos. They've got Connor Sheary listed on here, but I think he might pop up on your report as well.
Yep.
Glenn Denning, Isamont, and Tyler Mott. Sergachev and the big fella Cernak. Dahan, Darren Radish, Hayden Fleury, and Perbix on the back end. As for a list of guys who aren't tough enough to play hockey tonight.
Well, you mentioned for the visiting Lightning, Connor Sheary on the IR with a UBI. Victor Hedman listed as day-to-day. As well on the IR, Daniel Walker, Logan Brown, and Brent Seabrook.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Seabrooks. Still lurking around.
I love these lists. And Dylan Holloway for the Oilers, as we all know.
Yeah, the Oilers, I mean, knock on
that's
very fancy
something
desk
we don't
have.
You don't talk about healthy when you're healthy. You only talk about when you're not. And
it's funny because, McDavid and Ekholm took a little while to ramp up, so they were playing, but they weren't necessarily healthy.
Yep.
But right now they're only missing Dylan Holloway right now. So things have been good that have helped lead to this streak. Your key to a victory tonight, buddy. What are you going with?
Well, and as usual, I like to have a bit of a key ring, and I think going back to Luke Gazdick, our extremely intelligent analyst that we have on the show every Thursday morning at 7, pointed out, and I was like, he mentioned depth, and like the Oilers might have a leg up on depth tonight, and maybe out-depth the Tampa Bay Lightning or something like that, whereas the Lightning have a top heavy, obviously with Kucherov, but then below that, maybe a little cold as of late. So I'm looking at maybe that. Luke also mentioned, get in front of the net, make life difficult for Vasilevsky. That's a given. I think any form of success against the Lightning, you need to figure that in as well. But power play tonight might be a thing. Tampa, one of the 3 teams with a better power play than the Oilers this season in terms of percentage. So maybe we have maybe some sort of special teams tonight going down to the wire.
Quiet special teams night last game.
Yeah. So
they just kind of let them play. I didn't mind it. It's not. I didn't think by no means did I think the officiating was bad that last game.
Yeah.
There just weren't a lot of penalties called. So we'll. Maybe my game day prediction should be over 1.5 power play goals. Maybe I throw that into the EST parlay today.
Yeah.
Two good power plays.
Yeah, 2 good power plays.
Because my game day prediction is actually going to be Foegele and Janmark both get a point tonight.
I like that.
Right? Is that not a sexy little pick,
That's
boys?
nice.
I think that's a good one.
I think, Janmark's buzzing right now. A little bit. He's skating a little bit more, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I like that, actually.
Yeah, so let's go. Janmark and Fogle both get a point tonight. If I get that correct, obviously tweet at me and let me know I'm an Oilers genius. That would be great. That is your Orange and Blue Breakfast every single game day, brought to you by Mobile One. Make it run with Mobile One. The Oilers and Mobile One.
P1.
One oil, many champions. Mobile One Blue Water Lubricants, the lubriest in the whole world. All right, let's dive into the wrap here before we get this thing. We got the hangout coming up. Lock Shop today will be setting up that Thursday nighter. Pat Gregor, I'll probably pop by for a little bit with Huss and I, and then we'll have two guys in the goalie today with myself, Cass, and Gager. But the wrap for William Huff. Make your place look as good as ours. Go talk to Bruce and the Dream Team at William Huff. Visit them at williamhuff.com. They've been doing it since 1972, and they got this thing done hours before we started the show, and it looks absolutely terrific.
Ask for the Dream Team. Tell them EST sent you.
What'd you learn on the show today, my man?
Learned about Tommy's dating game, in which I found myself on the outside of another group text.
No. We don't have a Tommy group text yet, but we should.
The idea of all of us in a NASA room with screens, and you mentioned measuring the heart rate, the sodium intake, the whole bit, and creating this guy, and then us pulling the levers and the strings. I'd really love for that to happen. But I like to keep Tommy's dating game kind of at an arm's length. I don't need to know the details. But learning the details this morning, what do we think? Self-sabotage? That's what he's trying to do?
Well, that's what we're starting to lean towards.
He wants to remain single, and it's kind of...
We're starting to lean towards...
Hurt himself.
I will say this. If you want to be out there, for sure. But, I think he needs some help in the overall...
He said he was taking this one a little more serious. So
then he would have planned the date
exactly. That's why I'm so
We're gonna all get Tommy. We're gonna get his heart rate monitor. We're gonna get the earpiece, and the four of us are gonna help him date.
Do I smell? Pantene.
Tommy, we're gonna need a smell check. Looking good, boys. All right, thanks, man. That's great. I also learned that there was more to the look at this, look at that call. And that would technically be your sound of the day because we got 12 Days of Christmas. We'll get back to as well, We got the updated, extended version of the look at this, look at that, picked up when he splits the D. Let's take a listen.
Peter Stretch, split the D. Oh, what's he gonna do? He's shooting a roof, Daddy. Oh, look at that. Look at this, look at that. And there's the speed, the old banana splitty Rudy. And Vernon is rejoice as their nemesis, Steinbach. They get him. In overtime, Roof Daddy. As Bazin kept chugging as his speed helped split the D. And there's no slipping on a banana peel there as he went. Slipper on upstairs there. A goal as Burton is happy.
My God.
It was just a filling time near the end.
My
there.
God. Hey, remember, we're gonna need 4 more seconds from you here.
Keep going.
Goal as Burton is happy.
My God, man. I just don't know how. What's his name again? Doug Roach?
Yeah.
Unbelievable, this guy. Unbelievable. And he's not like a 22-year-old kid. This is a family man. He's a
family
dad.
man. He said he wouldn't have known all this if his kids weren't on the internet.
Yeah, his kids.
He sounds young.
I know, but I saw the picture of him. I was like, there's no chance that's the guy who delivered this call.
I thought he was my age.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what I thought, man. Like, it's just, it's too amazing.
I want to hear the tape at his early days. Like
but there is no, like, he just got this job. Right? The article.
He was a goalie.
Oh,
he's done everything in the community.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I mean,
he's coached. He's done everything.
He had to have called something before. Like this is the crescendo of his.
I don't think he did. I think he's just getting started, boys.
Just getting started.
Like, come on, man.
Peter Stretch, split the D. Oh, what's he gonna do? He's shooting a roof, Daddy. Oh, look at that. Look at this, look at that. And there's the speed, the old banana splitty Rudy. And Vernon is rejoice as their nemesis, Steinbach. They get him in overtime, Roof Daddy. As Bazin kept chugging as his speed helped split the D. And there's no slipping on a banana peel there as he went. Slipper on upstairs there. A goal as Burton.
It's all one word.
Is happy.
This is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
There's like a Pinter majesty to it all, hey? Where you think he's like different than you see it. Whoa.
Yeah, Joelle said she thought he sounded old. I don't know. I didn't see. I thought he sounded super young and inexperienced, and he nails it. Go.
Some kind of old Ooks tape at Nate.
Verdon's happy. All right, let's get to your sound of the day. As if like that's not it, but 12 days of Christmas, man. We got to bang this bad boy out again.
You boys ready?
Yeah. Let me give you the test run here. All right, ready, roll, bud.
Count me in, please. Yeah.
Here we go. And a 1, and a 2, and actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna say and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, and then you go. Okay. All right, here we go. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3.
On the first day of Christmas, EST gave to me a black sedan guy being creepy. On the second day of Christmas, EST gave to me 2 Tombstone Tuesdays and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the third day of Christmas, EST gave to me 3 spa dates, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the fourth day of Christmas, EST gave to me 4 tomato aspics, 3 spa dates, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the fifth day of Christmas, EST gave to me 5 cafe lattes,
From A&W.
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the sixth day of Christmas, EST gave to me 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes,
From A&W.
4 tomato aspics, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the seventh day of Christmas, EST gave to me 7 sirloin bites, 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes,
From A&W.
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy.
Nailed it again. Day number 7, my man, Lieutenant Eric,
You
bringing the
boys
goods.
we should all be in tuxedos on day 12.
We should. Like on the 20th.
Barbershop.
Draft day.
Yeah.
I don't mind that idea.
And the clips. I mean, Mr. DJ, you are
all
the
draft.
drop star.
Thanks, man. I was working. I was really hard. I was trying to.
The lewd. No, we've got it now. I've got the
A&W. It's just like, yeah.
But I'll pause for Black Sedan Guy. Then put the lewd. It just. The timing is.
It's coming down. Like we're really getting it, guys. We're really getting it. Real nice. Confidence level very high right now.
It's like all of our parents on the accordion.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of the park.
Max says he could sing with Whale and the Wolf. How about them being the band and Rhyme giving you backup vocals?
I was on stage with them once in Calgary.
Right by accident?
Singing the band. The night they drove Old Dixie down. I sang a verse. I'll never forget it. I had 2 hard-boiled eggs that night. Brought them at the bar.
All right, let's get to your text of the day today. Yeah, we had all those happy texts, but I still want to just get to this one. It kind of comes back around to conversation we had a little bit earlier. This comes in from Fat Guy Tiny Car. Mark it down. You can message him. Fat Guy Tiny Car. Hearing aids to Dusty.
You're gonna live with me now. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you. I love you, Chunk. Oh, I love you so.
Can you even hear the chunk sound in that clip anymore? Like, is it too high for you?
That's text of the day for A&W. Oh, did you say something? $20 gift card to A&W going to Fat Guy Tiny Car, which is going to be hilarious if he shows up in a huge truck and he's little. All right, the hangout is on the way. It's going to be a good one today.
Roof Daddy.
Happy Roof Daddy. The Splitteroonie. Splitteroonie. Let's just, I got to play that one more time. We can. That might be, we'll have to one day rank our favorite parts from this call because you go 10 deep on this thing. You can literally go 10 deep on this call. And I swear to God, the nemesis, that was a real driving it in, the small town rivalry between Steinbach and Verdun. Like,
Peace Fish with the D. Oh, what's he going to do? He's shooting the roof, Daddy. Oh, look at that. Look at this, look at that. And there's the speed, and the old banana splitty Rudy. And, Verdun is rejoice as their nemesis, Steinbach. They get him in overtime. Roof Daddy. As Bazin kept chugging as his speed helped split the D. And there's no slipping on a banana peel there as he went slipping on upstairs there. A goal.
It really gets off track.
Is happy.
I still feel that we're all getting taken, and this is a bit because this can't.
Yeah,
this is too
that
good to
could
be
be
true.
it. But you know what?
This
If
is too
it
good to be
is, bravo.
Well done stuff. All right, what are you watching tonight, buddy?
Liverpool and Union Saint-Gilloise. It's a Belgian club, Europa League. That's what I'll be watching this afternoon. Actually, match starts 10:45 this morning, so no spoilers, please. And then, of course, tonight you can join me, Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Central Casino, Fort Road, Week 15 in the NFL Chargers, Easton Stick.
Yeah, his parents must be really disappointed.
How will the Raiders handle him, hey? What's the tape on this guy, hey? Is he, what's the learning curve going to be for this quarterback in the NFL?
They're all stick punch.
Chargers, Raiders tonight, Oilers, Lightning as well. Join me, Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Central Casino, Fort Road, $9.99, smoked brisket cheesesteaks, $9.99.
Join him tonight. We will have Hangout, Lock Shop, Fantasy Football 5, 2 guys and a goalie. Trev, what time's pregame start tonight?
5:30.
5:30 pregame, postgame, all right here, crystal clear, Edmonton Sports Talk. Thank you very much for joining us today. For YouTube, Trev, Lieutenant Eric, I'm Dustin Nielson. Stick around. Make sure autoplay's on YouTube. Hang out for the hangout. I guess that's why we call it that. I'll talk to you in a few hours on the Lock Shop. Take it easy.